her mom called me, you know? I was informed on the plane, and I'm going to wait for these guys to get back on here, and I'm probably going to say that again. Sorry, guys, here on Twitch. Sorry, guys, we cut out. We got cut. Oh my God, I wish you guys could watch this. Only on IG. Let's let the room fill back up here. Thank you guys on Twitch for hanging with me. All right. Hey, guys. Hey, everybody. All right. Hey, guys. Okay. Sorry about that. Ended up losing the stream. Which sucks because I'm not going to be able to download it. But, yeah, we'll see. Just landed here. I'm really excited. I'm a little nervous. Stepping off the plane. My heart is beating so fast. Stepping off the plane in Puerto Vallarta, I was aware that she was detained and that she was ultimately going to be flying home. So here is the story of how that detention was told to me. It was not obviously shown, and we're gonna go through this episode. You'll see me take a call for a reshoot. But when I flew to Puerto Vallarta, Amira had already been there for a day. Not a whole day, but she flew in the night before. You can see here, she's looking at no, not that one. Her plane ticket. It might not show very well in detail. But she landed the night before. She had a hotel that she could have stayed at and all of that. So I wasn't informed that she was detained. Amira did have a phone call. She called production. I honestly had no idea what was going on and kind of assumed that her and production were just filming or doing something like that. And so ultimately, when I did get informed, I was on the plane going down to Puerto Vallarta. The information was held for me, so I couldn't change my ticket in LA to go to Mexico City. And as I was on the plane, I was told that she was supposed to be getting on a plane going back to France. So I landed with the idea that she was already going back. I landed in Puerto Vallarta. So you got to understand my mindset landing there. She's going back. I've been told that. And then I'm told something different, literally as I'm there, that she hasn't gone back. And so we try to figure out where she is and all of this. It's a complete calamity. But ultimately, I got translators. I got people calling around. We couldn't find any information. We couldn't find anything. And by the time the next flight rolled around the next day, 8 p.m. the next day to Mexico City, she bounced. So it's just, I don't know. It's crazy. She totally was in line with production, I think. This is what really boggles my mind, because she called production. She was able to call out. Production withheld that information from me for 24 hours. Or not 24 hours, but until I was on the tarmac the next day flying down to Puerto Vallarta. When I was down there, I was already told that she was supposed to be leaving, and then told something else when I was down there. Couldn't find any information on her. And then I ultimately get the actual real text messages when she does leave. And you can see here the real one. But I would encourage you guys to go look at my tea and see the actual conversations that went down about Mexico, the actual conversations that happened about her detention and when she got released from detention. These actual conversations are very revealing about her disposition and everything about that. So, here we go. Oh, this is fun.
We've been apart for so many months, and now I'm going to get to see her in just a couple of hours. This is quite a journey, and it's very exhausting. But I'm sure Amira has had a very exhausting journey as well. And I can't...
I'm not at the Puerto Vallarta airport right there.
...for us just to be together. The plan is for Amira and I to meet at the airport in Puerto Vallarta. We're going to quarantine in Mexico for 14 days. Then we'll fly home to California and... The plan is for Amira and I to meet at the airport in Puerto Vallarta. We're going to quarantine in Mexico for 14 days. Then we'll fly home.
That's the Roseville Mall. That's the Roseville Mall. That's the mall. They had me strap on the same backpack, put on the ponytail, put the mask on, and go to the mall. Anyone who knows the mall, anyone who knows the Roseville Mall, can look at that ceiling and we'll see that that is the Roseville Mall. There's a reason that the camera is held in this direction. There's a reason it's held like that. So you guys are not seeing everything that's going on. That's the Galleria Mall. There's a reason that the camera's held downward and not anywhere else so that you guys can only see the roof. So this is, again, the calamity of Mexico forced it where I had to go and do these reshoots because the way that I was informed was not the way in which they're presenting it. The way I was informed was not the way that they're presenting it. And so they had to make a whole nother story. They had to make a whole nother story like I landed and the dad had called me and that we did this whole fake scene. The dad's not even on the phone right now. I'm literally in the mall. I'm not very happy about it. I have the same backpack on they made me wear.
And we're going to start our lives together.
Yep, that's the mall. That's the mall. Do you think I said that word right there? Do you think I said that word right there? I have a mask on, all that thing. No.
None of this makes any sense.
None of it makes any sense because it doesn't make sense. I'm at the Roseville Mall. No one's on that phone. After landing in Mexico, Andrew received a message from Amira's father. Nope. Lie. I did not receive a message from Amira's father after landing. This is the whole reason why I am in the airport acting like I'm talking to Amira's father.
I am absolutely devastated at the news that I just received.
All fake audio.
Amira's parents told me that, they told me that...
Oh my God, you guys want to hear something even more crazy? This isn't the mall. This is not Mexico. This is a whole nother reshoot. We had to reshoot this like 3 or 4 times. This is the Sacramento airport. They had me go down to the Sacramento airport and reshoot this thing again. Because of the Mexico detention thing. Because of the way I was informed. Because they're making all of this up. I am literally at the Sacramento airport. That's me at the Sacramento airport.
In Mexico City. And I have no
making it up after the fact. Me and her had already broken up.
Or what, or I don't know what's happening.
Me and her had already broken up. So you had a couple different cuts there. You saw the Sacramento airport. You saw a little bit of the Puerto Vallarta airport walking around. And you also saw the Roseville Mall. You saw 3 different locations for 1 sentence and 1 call and 1 scene to construct you a story, to construct you a false story that I received a call when I landed. Lies. These are all lies. That's the Sacramento airport. That's the Roseville Mall. Those walking around shots happened after the fact in Mexico. Like, all of this is so... Like, any local will know that that's the Sacramento airport. Any local, any person here who's local knows that that's the Roseville Mall. You know?
Hello. This is security at the airport, right?
Oh my God. Okay, guys. I'm like living this with you right now because I haven't really like been able to see everything. So right now I'm putting it together. This audio isn't happening right there. My mask is on so they can put any audio over me that they want. This audio is not happening right there. This audio was a phone call that I actually made in Mexico to the airport. They're using audio from when I was in Mexico calling the airport, and they're applying it right here. When I'm in Roseville.
¿Habla usted inglés? No?
So that's a real phone call that I did. But it didn't happen right here. It didn't happen right here. And it didn't happen with this thing going on. That's another audio in a real phone call that they put on this particular scene where I'm at the Roseville Mall. Again, the camera is down for a reason. The camera is down for a reason. Why is the camera like that?
I have no idea what's going on.
See, that's actual audio of me in the mall. That's a real audio of me in the mall.
I did a lot of research on this loophole through Mexico. It looked like a way.
Guys, I think they messed up.
I have no idea what's going on. I did a lot of research on...
There it is! There it is! There it is, Westfield. Do you see it? Do you guys see it? Westfield Galleria? Do you guys see it? It's crazy. There's Westfield. I am in the Westfield Mall. Someone take a screenshot of that, you know? Boom. Boom.
On this loophole through Mexico, it looked like a way. It looked like a path in order to make it happen. So I am incredibly confused about why she was really detained. Trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I looked into the French embassy and...
So they actually had to make me get a cab and go back to the airport to film this scene in Mexico. So I am returning to the airport. This is after the fact. After, I think, Amira, I don't know. I'd have to check the timeline on the text, but this is definitely not in real time. This conversation that I'm having.
I don't believe they're opened over the weekend.
I had to return.
I don't know.
Oh no, okay. I'm seeing it now.
I looked into the French embassy and I don't believe they're opened over the weekend.
I'm not at the airport. I'm standing in front of a shop.
I don't know.
I'm standing in front of a shop.
I'm lacking in confidence in my ability to figure out where she is. I'm very worried. I don't know what to do. I have a reservation over at the resort. I'm gonna go over there, set up shop, and see if I can figure out some information.
They made me say that after the fact. We're gonna go to the resort and we're gonna do this. You know? Like... my God. Mexico. I wish you guys were there with me. I wish you guys walked that walk with me and saw everything that happened there. You guys would be just as bewildered by it all, you know? It was a seriously crazy situation. I've seen the detention centers. So I'm in the car. The producer is on the phone with me, literally in front of me, like on the phone, asking me to do particular things and say particular things, like as I am in this cab.
And they look absolutely horrible.
This is the next. That's another shot. They're taking a bunch of shots from different days.
Maybe similar to that. It leads me to feel great pain.
See, I stayed at Plaza Pelicanos. That's the beach club I stayed at. Puerto Vallarta, Plaza Pelicanos. This was the resort. But later, they're going to show you a different resort.
I just arrived.
That's Plaza Pelicanos. That's not Plaza
I
Pelicanos.
just arrived at our hotel. I have probably had one of the days I've had in a long time.
It was a pretty shitty day. I mean, that moment right there was a pretty bad moment. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, woe is me, you know, kind of thing. But I literally had just probably been up for 36 hours filming with these guys. I've been told 7 different things at 7 different occasions about what's going on. And I'm just now arriving at my hotel. And there's all these things. Like, if you know how it operates with production.
How should I feel? I want you to tell me, like, it's my house. Like, it's really making me upset.
All right. So that was it for that episode. Thanks for hanging with me here, guys. We'll go to episode 6.
Previously on 90 Day Fiance.
I would like to choose date for our wedding.
Feels like Michael, he's not ready to give me ring back.
You got a job at a resort, right?
Right.
And then you're still helping with bills on.
It's landing.
I see people commenting about my money. You know, I don't make my money through TLC. I make money, but I don't make it through TLC. And I am really not worried about their payouts or their money. Their money is shit. I hate their money. I don't want it. Like, it's absolute garbage. And so I make my money elsewhere. So I'm really not concerned about TLC's money in that regard. The money that they pay is absolute garbage in the first place.
Now. Ziad's first impression.
I feel like you kind of let it play out.
All right, here we go.
I am incredibly concerned that Amira could be in danger.
I feel like you kind of let it play out. It's all up to the Mexican authorities what they're going to do. Tell her she has to go back to France. She's just going to have to do what she's told, right?
I'm not smiling anymore. Okay. So, why are we at the Garza Blanca? Why are we at the Garza Blanca when I'm staying at the Plaza Pelicanos? Why is the setup shot the Garza Blanca? I did visit the Garza Blanca. It's a beautiful hotel. I love the Garza Blanca. But that's not where I was staying. What are we doing here?
Amira and I had planned to meet in Mexico, quarantine 14 days, and fly into the United States before Amira's K-1 visa expires.
I'm exhausted. All right. So it looks empty. They always show it looking very, very empty. This hotel was packed. It was so packed. There were so many people. That pool was full. Like, it was insane how many people were at this place during COVID. It kind of blew me away, you know? Like, so you keep seeing it, and this is story setup. We're setting up the story, like, oh, Andrew's dangerous. He's sent during dangerous travel. No one else is doing it. Like, no, that's not what happened. First of all, Amira was the one that propagated this. Second of all, this hotel was full. This hotel was full to the brim. You're seeing something completely different.
It depresses me because Amira was supposed to be here to share it with me.
I actually cried, guys. You don't believe it. You aren't going to believe it. But there was one time I cried in this entire experience. I cried only one time. And this was it. Like during the entire experience, there was only one time. And it was when I was being told that Amira was going back to France.
And now she's stuck in a detention center in Mexico City. And I feel like there's nothing I can do.
I did feel like there was nothing I could do.
And couldn't wait to jump off the plane.
I kept being told so many different things.
Then I got a call from Amira's parents saying that she was detained at the Mexico City airport. And I am incredibly concerned that Amira could be in danger.
Make it to Mexico?
Yeah, I did. And it's been the worst day ever.
What? Where's Amira?
She didn't make it.
What?
I'm very confused.
She got detained.
No. Did they say why?
I have no idea.
No.
I knew the risk, but I was optimistic. I was hopeful.
That's another Frankenbite. That's another Frankenbite. They put in that I knew the risk before they went over to me saying I'm optimistic, I'm hopeful. That's another Frankenbite where they're creating a type of image, a story where it was me. Oh, I was optimistic. I was optimistic. That's a Frankenbite. Again, you'll see it.
I have no idea. I knew the risk.
See, I just said I knew the risk, but you don't see me on camera. I just said the words, I knew the risk, but you don't see me on camera. Now it's going to show me. Now you see me. Now you see me on camera saying, I'm optimistic. I'm hopeful.
I can't believe this is happening.
I really am.
Are you?
So that's another Frankenbite, and that's another Frankenbite that constructs the story that I was, I was the one perpetrating it. No, those are taken from different audio segments and constructing a sentence in order to create story. If you look up the term Frankenbite, it's basically a tool used to create story that isn't there in the first place.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm exhausted. There was a lot of risk going to Mexico. But I always thought that even if she was rejected at the Mexico border, she would just be on a plane back to France. And now I don't...
Because that's what I was told initially.
And, have to figure out how to overcome this next obstacle.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
I've been trying to Google just now, phone number, address, something to get a hold of,
I mean, I feel like you kind of let it play out, she's detained. They tell her she has to go back to France. She's just going to have to do what she's told, right? It's all up to the Mexican authorities what they're going to do. Are you concerned that she's going to be a little mad at you?
You see, mad at me? Like, probably.
Maybe. Who knows?
You just said visa for coming to the U.S. to get married?
We've got a very limited amount of time. Each day that ticks away brings us closer and closer to the expiration date of our visa.
I'm so sorry.
It's just
so
me.
sad for you and for her.
I appreciate it. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how long I'm going to stay here.
We're here if you need anything that we can help with. We just want you to stay safe and get some rest.
Thank you.
Stay safe.
Bye, guys. I really wanted this trip.
I was so defeated in that call. You know, that call was an incredibly defeating call. And Connie, who comes off as kind of flippant there, was actually an incredibly big help in trying to find where Amira was. She spent several hours calling around too. She even recruited some of her co-workers to help in that regard. She works for law enforcement. So Connie really helped a lot in trying to figure out where Amira was, and we were not able to figure it out.
To happen. And she ultimately is suffering because of that. I am enormously worried about Amira, and I feel helpless and powerless to do anything about this current situation. The one hope I have for tomorrow, that it is the complete opposite of today.
I need help with my clothes, guys. I need help with my clothes. Oh my God, my clothes. Help me. Help me. I need help. That is my vacation attire, and it did not work very well. Ultimately, though, when I was talking to my sister and my mom, and filming this scene where I'm standing out here on the balcony, there were some real emotions going on in a lot of that. You know, there were some like sadness in the fact that we're here and it's not happening, and ultimately I'm out a couple $1,000s and Amira is in trouble and all of these things. So yeah, there was some real emotion in that. All right, guys, where is our next?
Oh my gosh.
It's at 18 minutes, and then it's at 1 hour. Oh my God. All right, back in Puerto Vallarta. I don't know why it's not going. There we go.
You're here.
Yeah. Perfect.
Wait. Word up.
I'm nervous to meet Tarek's friends.
Amira sits in there.
Is it hard being away from your son?
I am just defeated.
Is a minute in which I am letting her down. I'm trying to find out more information. I've been told that she's being detained.
It was so freaking miserable, guys. I hate to say. Oh man, figuring this stuff out was horrible. Like, sitting in front of this camera calling these airports and these security people and them hanging up on me was so tough.
Two for English, please. Yes, please. Thank you. As of last night, I had 2 leads on immigration centers, but those ended up not holding those from the airport.
Yeah, you guys can see there, I actually contacted multiple immigration centers in Mexico City and was able to get some good information out of them. Essentially, a lot of the places that I got a hold of did not receive people from the airport. And then I would call the airport and the people would say that they don't stay at the airport. And so I was constantly trying to figure out where they were. If you go look at my T on my highlights, you'll see the conversation I have with the translator and the information she gives me and what the airport had told her. So you can kind of live the frustration with me a little bit. Like, figuring this out, and obviously I don't speak good Spanish, and my French is not so good either. But I was working really diligently to try to figure this out. There was a whole scene where I called her dad and tried to get him to help with the French embassy, and he didn't. He didn't call the French embassy because this whole it's really cut in this very particular way to make it look like I'm feckless and I don't have the capacity to do anything. I really didn't have the capacity to do anything. Information was being withheld from me. I had absolutely no idea what was going on. I was told multiple different things at different times. Like, it was, it was incredibly confusing. All I can do right now is research and follow the leads that come up. Hola, habla inglés? Hi, my fiance flew into Mexico City about 48 hours ago, and I've been told that she's being detained, and I'm trying to find out more information. Do you know how I might find out more information about that? That happened so many times. Like, I got hung up on. It was so tedious. Like, and I don't blame the person on the other end because they probably didn't understand a thing I was saying, But, like, it was an incredibly tedious and somewhat embarrassing procedure to have to do these calls in front of this camera. What's even worse is I had to set up these cameras. You think I had a film crew here? I really didn't. I was doing all my own producing, all my own film work. I had one guy who helped me with some audio and stuff. Like, I had to set up a lot of this, and then I had to sit and do the film. You guys got to realize that during her detention, they're making me set up cameras and do these scenes. Like, they're literally making me set things up, sit for like an hour and talk to the producer, set things up, do all this, do that. And so during her detention, literally during her detention, I'm having to do this like 10 times. Set up these cameras, get the microphone on. Oh my God, the microphone was the worst with the humidity. Couldn't keep it on. They didn't give me a camera crew for most of this. I had to do a lot of this on my own. Like, it was crazy. Like, I set up me and the guy, Pico was his name, we set up a tripod for this scene, and I sat in front of the tripod. And so a lot of this was me and one other guy trying to document things as it happened. So it was difficult. It was very difficult to solve the problem and also document the fact that problem was being solved. I'm trying my hardest to figure out everything I can, but it's very difficult to navigate this. The language barrier, the confusion, this thing has become incredibly difficult. I feel like I created all these plans and all these things. That's another Frankenbite. They always Frankenbite to create stories that it's my thing. So they Frankenbit me there again as I created all these plans and all these things, and then they cut back to me. I showed you 2 recent Frankenbites where they did. Incredibly difficult. I feel like I created all these. So you see how they say I feel like. They put the I feel like, and then they cut to me, created all these plans and blah, 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 blah. So you can see the Frankenbite. You can see the story being created right there. You see the I feel like, and then it cuts to me. So they're creating the I narrative that I am propagating this. plans and all these things and all this stuff, and there's just no way that I have any capacity to plan what's going on right now with her. I just called the operator at the airport. It just rings and rings and rings and rings and rings and rings. Hello. This is security for the airport, right? You speak English. I'm such a goof. Oh my god. I am cringing at myself, guys. Oh. This is so cringy. I hear it. I see some of you guys are asking about translators and stuff. I talked about that. I have it in my tea. Go look. We called. Translators were used. Like, we did what we could. This is exhausting. And we're only in the 6th episode. Oh my god. You guys have no idea how exhausting this whole thing was. Did I ask a U.S. senator for help? Okay. The hardest part about what Amira and I were about to embark on was supposed to be the 90 days of us getting married and falling ever more deeply in love. But every minute that Amira sits in there is a minute in which I am letting her down, and ultimately love is fading. I was really worried about Amira. Do anybody habla inglés? Anybody? Very sorry. Oh my god. I've called the airport. I've called the detention center. I've called the airline. I've called everybody, man. I've called everybody, and it's just no one is either able to help me or those aren't the right leads. I'm not like doing the victim thing. Obviously, if Amira was detained, there is serious conversations about her own traumas there. But from my experience and the things that I tried to do to get her out of there, I don't know. I don't think it was necessarily felt by the audience, or it wasn't necessarily seen. But you guys hear that I called all these places. I did all of these things. I used and hired translators. I did these things. They don't show some of that. But yeah, it was a bit of an exhaustive effort to try to get her. But yet they gave me no camera crew, and I had to document all of this. And not only that, they had a camera crew that they just chose not to use that could have been in Mexico City getting this footage of her. Like, even my audio guy, who was also a little bit of held the camera sometimes, Pico, he did camera and audio. Like, he flew from Mexico City. He flew to meet me from Mexico City. Like, he met me after the fact. So it was mind-blowing that they have no footage of Mexico City. They have no footage whatsoever because the people came from Mexico City. And that they have nothing of her being detained or anything because they would have been there. They were there. Pico, the people, they were there in Mexico City. So there's something there, guys. There's something there. Amira's father texted me and said that he wants to know what's happening to Amira. He's very worried about her, and as am I. I want answers just as much as he does. That's not that battery pack that they have me holding right here. They gave it to me so I could charge my phone. That's not mine. That's them helping me out. Them, I mean Pico, the one dude helping me out. I feel anxious. There's a possibility that Amira's parents might blame me for this, and I can't blame them for that. This guy. Hello, He did not come at me like that, all silent. He did not come at me in a aggressive or sad or mean way. Hamdi answered that phone relatively normal and, in relatively okay spirits. That's why it was so weird that he never called the French embassy, and we had a whole scene about that, Like, it was weird that I'm doing a lot of this stuff, but what did Hamdi do? What did Hamdi do? And there were scenes in which I'm like trying to get Hamdi, I need help, Hamdi, I don't speak French, And what did he do? I mean, this dude did not come at me in the way and it's being presented. He only seems to have talked trash about me outside of the fact. And he was completely feckless in this whole encounter.
You have a very lovely shirt on today. I like your shirt and tie.
That was a Frankenbite. That was a Frankenbite. Even though I did compliment his shirt and tie. It was a timing thing. Look, I'm not even on camera when I say it.
You have a very lovely shirt on today. I like your shirt and tie.
Not even on the camera when I say it. Not even on the camera when I say it. So, clear Frankenbite.
Yeah. This is actually the first time I've met Hamdi face to face.
It was.
So my relationship with Hamdi is really just beginning.
Where are you, actually? Where are you?
See, he has a half smile on his face.
And I really wish it was under
He came at me with such a different disposition than the way that they're showing it. You can see the smile, the smirk on his face. He did not come at me the way that they seem to be editing it.
We have our first meeting.
Okay. I'm very, very sad, and I wasn't sure about Mexico. You are pushing Amira to come.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm really sorry.
That's a botch. That's just cuts. Cut to create the story that they want. Cut there, cut that. It's entertaining.
I talked to her 10 minutes before she arrived. She told me, I'm going now from the airplane. And after...
She didn't call me to say that to me. Amira never called me to say that she was getting off of the airplane.
Yeah. It's completely off. And it worries me that we haven't heard a text, you haven't heard a text, or I haven't heard a text or anything like that.
I don't understand.
But guess who did get a text? Not a text, but a phone call. Production.
I can't apologize enough, and I really wish there was the easy solution.
I must contact the French embassy. If you get any information, I'm still 24 hours.
He did not contact the French embassy. They tried to make him look good. He did not contact the French embassy. I gave him all the information. I gave him everything. He did not contact that French embassy.
You send it to me, please.
And will, if I find anything.
Okay. Thank you so much. Bye.
It is currently 5 p.m. here in Puerto Vallarta, so the plan for the rest of the day is to research what I can, what's available, and just send all my hope and energy to the fact that I will be lucky enough to get a call from my fiance.
All right, guys, that was pretty much us on episode 6 there. We were at 1 hour. I think that's it for that episode. Yeah, it's pretty depressing. It's depressing because it was a very depressing thing to go through in the first place. Like, all of this experience, I would definitely not recommend it on anybody. Episode 8.
Previously on 90 Day Fiance.
Bless you
So much?
so much.
Now I'm alone in New Orleans. I've been feeling sick. I'm so tired all the time. Yeah, sure.
All right, we are finally out of detention.
Ладно, подожду, пока он придет. Не знаю.
Sorry, Twitch.
Joey comes back in a couple of days, and I don't know what he will.
Probably already knew she was safe,
The
yeah.
night before when Joey me alone. How?
Sorry, what you want me to tell you?
My way home finally.
All right, here we go.
I'm on my way home finally.
Amira. Hello, boss. How are you?
I feel guilty because my father has suffered because of me.
Andrew is responsible for all the panic. He must be a man.
Oh.
He's not a man.
Obviously, Amira didn't admit her side of everything to her father, or her father is just playing that up for the camera.
Guys.
I don't have a super.
All right. Again,
After flying to Mexico.
the juxtaposition, the way that the music is played. Every time you see Amira, she's dolled out in a dress and makeup. Every time you see me, I'm literally probably just off of work. There is so much that goes into these stories and the images and the things that you digest, you know? And like, you see her always decked out to the nines. Well, it takes her a lot of time and to prepare and do all of that and get ready for this one little walkthrough in which she probably did 10 times to get just the perfect walk in just the perfect way so that you guys have just the perfect amount of sympathy for her experience.
Mexico City and spending 3 days in the immigration detention center. I'm on my way home finally.
Seriously, she's flying, you know? She's out of a detention center and she's flying home, and these are the things that she's wearing, you know? I mean, let's think about where she spent the last 3 days of her life and kind of look at how she looks as she's walking through the airport here.
France, but I was not the plan.
She's not back in France. Watch, I'll show you.
The plan was me relaxing with Andrew, enjoying romantic time together on the beach, and then move to America to be with Andrew.
Oh, wait. Did I skip another
Instead
episode?
of that, I got like
Because she stayed in
But Andrew
Amsterdam.
is still in the resort.
Did I miss a scene? Did I miss the scene where she's crying, guys? Did I miss that scene? Did I skip something? Because episode 6 minute 18. Huh. I did. Okay. I gotta find it. I missed the scene of her in Amsterdam. What was that? How did I miss her in Amsterdam? You think it's late? Maybe it is later. I'm trying to because she should have been in Amsterdam before she gets back to France, and I'm on the next episode, and she's getting back to France right now, you know. Okay, maybe it's later.
Yeah, we'll love this. 2 spoons. One for me, one for Amira. I really wish she was here.
I can't blame you guys. I really can't sometimes. I see myself and I cringe too. I can't blame you guys. Look at me. Look at me there. I am like a sad sack, you know? I'm just... You know, Amira is. I gotta go to my receipts here. Amira had actually. Okay, see, here's the mall. We talked. All right, we talked every day after she got out in Mexico, and she even encouraged me to stay and take pics. She says, "Hi, baby. I was sleeping." See, we're talking about my ATV accident there. I skipped something, didn't I? I skipped the ATV and everything. Did I miss the ATV? I'm so confused. I think I missed something. I hope I find that, because there was the whole ATV thing and the whole thing, and I could give you guys everything that happened there. But, did I skip it? I think I'm gonna go try to find it real quick, guys. 6. Were we in episode 7? Yeah, okay. Apparently we were. I skipped an episode. I'm sorry, guys.
Previously on 90 Day Fiance.
Have you decided when you're going to have your marriage?
We decided May 9th.
I am so sorry. I skipped the whole episode.
You might want to rethink this.
All right. Now we are.
Not do without Jovi, being here, and it's gonna be a long 30 days for you, so maybe we can do something again. And, let me know when you're free.
2 seconds, guys. I gotta go get a drink.
It's been 36 hours since I've heard that Amira is detained at the Mexico City airport. And I don't know if she will be released.
Oh my God. Amira is online.
Darling.
If I go in there and he's in her room serving her tea, I think I'm going to lose it. I'm getting very angry about this.
Okay. Here we are again, guys. So it looks empty. It wasn't. There I am in the redwoods again. Oh my God, guys. I'm sorry, Twitch. The camera's messed up on you. Why did it do that? There we go. All right. We're back in focus. Tonight, I'm down a little bit of sugar. Usually I don't drink sugar, but a little bit of Coke.
I feel powerless right now. It's been 48 hours since Amira was detained in Mexico City.
No, it hasn't. Okay. This burger, the infamous burger, right? The infamous hamburger. You guys see that hamburger? All right. That was like a 1 a.m. hamburger. That happened like 12 o'clock at night, like literally in the middle of the night. They had me go down. I was super hungry because I was calling all these people and doing all these things. And like, I hadn't eaten since I had arrived. And so we're like midnight, 1 in the morning. I hadn't eaten. Production had kept me the entire time after I had landed. And so I finally get them to let me go get some food. And I go down and all they can give me is this like sad hamburger. Like all that they can prepare for me. And they were so nice. They were so sweet. I love them. They were so great. And all they could do, they were like, we can get you some tacos or a hamburger. And stupid me, I should have went with the tacos. But like, I got this silly little 1 a.m. hamburger. And they were so nice to make it for me because they didn't have to. They didn't have to make that hamburger for me. They were so nice, you know? I'm sitting there by myself.
48 hours since Amira was detained in Mexico City.
And I called the detention center, the airport, the embassy, anywhere that will give me any information or anywhere that can help. I am literally exhausting my resources.
The only thing on my mind right now is Amira and her safety.
I just want to be reunited and get to America and start our 90 days. It's always these shots of me just going around the resort by myself, just like as a sad sack, you know? Like, so far, that's what I'm seeing. Right? That cheeseburger, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. I didn't even finish it. Like, it was a 1 a.m. cheeseburger, you know, just trying to get some food.
For 2 years. And this is the longest time that we've ever been apart since we've been engaged.
That's true.
The most difficult part about all this is the uncertainty of the future.
Cherry Coke is good.
I feel like Amira might, blame me for this. And
that's a Frankenbite. That's probably taken after the fact, you know. That's it.
I worry about that. I really don't want.
What's up with my hair here?
Relationship going forward.
They must have had to do something with my hair there.
Whoa.
Okay. This was an interesting scene, right? I'm by myself, right? The my camera guy, Pico, the one dude they gave me, isn't there. I'm all by myself, and I see that Amira is online, right? So again, since I have to document everything on my own, I have to get the camera set up. I have to put the tripods there. I got to put the mic on. I got to get everything set up really quick. And so I see that she's online and I want to send her a text. And so you see how tired I am. I quickly set up the tripod. I quickly get the mic on. I quickly get everything going. Yeah. Do you see the humidity is ruining my hair there? I am getting everything set up, ready so I can just document this conversation, and I'm all by myself and I'm doing my best to document it for you guys, and I just get screwed at what they show. I get screwed at what they end up doing to me because it's not true. It's not the true text. Watch. So I set up that tripod. You could even see the tripod there.
Whoa.
There's the tripod. There's the camera bag, the mic bag.
Oh my god. Amira is online.
Yeah. So she's online, and I'm trying to document this, because this is going to be the first time that me and Amira get to talk, I'm really trying to get the document before she gets back to me. So I have the actual, this is why you see the actual text messages in real time, because I'm there documenting it. But they don't show it all, obviously. They only show a little bit, and then they start making things up. You'll see. See, that right here, when you see these text bubbles, be suspicious of text bubbles. Be suspicious of text bubbles, Usually, probably said that, but not in that order or not in that context, Actually, I did say that particular thing. I said, "Oh my God, baby, are you okay?" But when you have these text bubbles, they're used for a reason.
Double check marks, but she hasn't read my messages yet.
I had 2 cameras set up here.
Maybe it's Amira. Maybe it's a security professional checking her phone. I don't know. It could be anything. But oh man.
That whole setup was actually relatively real right there. The whole trying to get everything ready, trying to see if that was actually her on the other line. But these texts that you're about to see, We did say these things. We did say that.
If that's it. As she's okay.
Yep.
I am in the plane for Amsterdam. Not a lot of internet.
I am incredibly relieved and excited to get a text from Amira in the middle of the night. I finally know she's safe and she's out of the detention center. I'm incredibly sad, though, because Amira's heading back to France and not heading here to Puerto Vallarta to be with me. I really wish that we could spend our 14 days here and just go up to the United States and be together. So it's a little bit bittersweet.
I think that interview was probably filmed after the fact there. But if you want to see the real conversations, I told you about the translator. This is the conversation the translator did about the airport. Take a screenshot because I'm going to move on. And then the real conversation for when she got out of the airport was right here. You guys can't see it, but go check out the T. This is the actual conversation. And these are the actual things that she said when she got out of the detention. This is what really went down. These are the words that went down literally on that screen at the same time. You could check the timestamps. It's the same thing. No, I know you guys can't read it. I'm telling you guys, go to my T in the stories and take a look because you'll be able to read it there. But that's the actual conversation, the real one that happened after that fact. All right, here we go.
I never thought it would happen like this. Never thought she would.
They took her phone, but she was able to contact production.
Turned around. But I'm so thrilled and relieved that she's okay. But it is still hard for me to talk about it.
That was at a different time. Yeah, we had a long conversation. So they're kind of mix and matching here a little bit. They're mix and matching. If you want to see the real thing, go over here. They're doing a little bit of mix and match there. Those are the real things, but they're doing a little mix and match. So you could go see the real one on my T, the actual conversation, and you can see what was said.
You know what?
There.
If they both give us a hand.
All right. So we got episode 8, and we're at episode 7. Okay.
Previously on
Yes,
90 Day Fiance.
you got it, Blast. They would have severed a limb to get that detention footage. And you know what? They could have got it because they were already in Mexico City. Pico came from Mexico City. They flew out of Mexico City to come see me. They should have had that footage. They should have had something, you know? And oh my God, they would have gave their firstborn child to get that footage, knowing these people. So it is kind of a head scratcher in that regard, you know? It is a head scratcher. Thank you guys for hanging with me here on Twitch. I know that it's not easy on the Twitch side of things. But thank you also on Instagram here.
So much.
Now I'm alone in New Orleans. I've been feeling sick. I'm so tired all the time. Я всего воротит просто.
Yara was going through it, you know? She was pregnant. Like, I'm so happy for Yara and Jovi. Oh my gosh. And Mila is just the cutest little kid. Like, super cute, you know? Alright, here we go. Sorry, I know we saw some of this, but we'll go back over here. So now we're on episode 8 where she's returning to France. Why didn't I see her in Amsterdam still? Did I miss her in Amsterdam? God, I'm so bad at this. I gotta go find her in Amsterdam.
Previously on 90 Day Fiance.
Have you decided when you're going to
Here
have
she
your
is in Amsterdam.
marriage?
We decided May 9th.
But that's also the weekend of Mother's Day.
You might.
Okay, so the first footage that you see of Amira is not in Mexico. It's in Amsterdam. And it's in an Amsterdam hotel that I didn't pay for that hotel. She didn't pay for that hotel. Production put her in that hotel, I think. And so she's in this hotel. She's in Amsterdam. And now let's see her response to everything that had just happened. Okay?
Beckham, you don't need to stay with me? When we stay together? When we have time for stay only you and me?
We have the rest of our lives after married.
You guys got to realize it's so awkward in front of the camera. I feel for these two right now.
Before married, we need to live together.
They're doing a little bit of frankenbiting
But we
on
not
him.
live
A
together.
little bit
It's
of.
strange.
Julia just got frankenbit there
Very strange. We live together,
about
but
the
I'm
very
not
strange
married.
thing.
Special.
Brandon.
There we go. So we're in Amsterdam. After 3 days, Amira was released from detention in Mexico and put on a plane back to Europe. Okay. She was put on a plane back to Europe and she stayed a night in Amsterdam. I'm pretty sure production put her up in that hotel. The 3 days thing, Amira was on the message board literally like a day or two. I think she was on the message board before she even talked to me. I'm not sure. Like, you guys would have to go look at the receipts and check the times, but she was on the message board very fast after getting out of Mexico. And she had said that it was 2 days in a detention center on the post there. Again, I was only there a day after she even arrived. So I really think this 3 day thing is really kind of a little bit of, I don't know. We're dramatic affecting things. I don't know. I think that there's a little bit of pomp going on with it. All right, here we go. Cue crying, fake crying. Sorry, Twitch. Thank you guys for hanging in there with me. I appreciate y'all. So Amira had to document herself as well, okay? So keep in mind that I had to document myself as I am doing all the phone calls and everything. I'm setting up tripods and cameras and I'm getting it all ready. But she also, I think, had to do a little bit of documentation of herself here in this particular scene. So remember that as she sets it up here. Sorry, I'm looking at your guys' comments. Oh, you can tell it's Amsterdam too because they had that windmill.
I need a minute.
Look, Amira was still... Oh, she's crying. I do feel bad when I see that. But, like, I don't think that that's real. That's the producer. It's just such a profound moment to choose to break down, right? So you've basically already flown your entire flight back to Amsterdam. You've already checked into the hotel. She's been there long enough to sprawl her stuff out and be there for quite a bit. They've obviously set up the cameras and discussed how they're going to walk into frame and do all this. This is how they always do. And so a lot of time has happened, and some activities and things have happened. So as she walks in, the producer is asking, did they tell you what the problem was or anything like that? You know, you just see her crying, emotional. You don't see any type of genuine explanation about what really happened.
No, they never told me anything.
Have you spoken with Andrea?
Okay, look at this. Look at this. The hair is blocked. It's all just blocked face crying every time.
Did they tell you what the problem was?
No, they never tell him that I am
You've spoken with Andrea. Did they tell you what the problem was?
I want to catch it.
No, they never told me anything.
She's smiling. She's smiling at the producer right there. You know? She's smiling at the producer. Come on, guys.
Spoken with Andrea.
I've talked to Andrew shortly, just to tell him that I am alive and that I was on my plane back to Europe.
No, we talked way more than that. We talked way more than that. Way more than just I'm alive and on the plane back to Europe. Literally, we talked every day. We talked every hour. Seriously, you could check my receipts. You'll see the actual conversations. I could post even more about every day. She was texting me, I was texting her, and you can see her disposition during it. It was not this. It was not this. Go check the tea. Go check the stories. You'll see the actual disposition. You'll see the actual person. I have original footage somewhere. I should have, of her in this dress calling me. And she has, this big old smile on. It's not the same. It's not the same. And so it's frustrating how this is built over the entire season to ultimately the character I became because of actions like this. I'll have to find it later, that original footage.
He didn't message me again to ask if I ended or if I made it to the hotel.
What? What? We talked all the time. I was texting her, is she here? Is she there? You're back in France. She sent me photos. This is insane, the narrative that she's spinning. Again, though, I want to be as fair as I possibly can. There is some Frankenbiting going on. Her face isn't being shown as she's saying these things. So Sharp is kind of doing some work here. But, yeah, she was complicit in a lot of this work.
Anything?
You don't even see her face say those things.
First of all, I never wanted to go to Mexico.
Screenshot that. Screenshot that. Then go to my receipts and look over here. Yeah, it's her looking at, flight tickets. No, that's right here. Here it is. This is her sending the flight info for Mexico. This is her saying that she would even stay in the airport for 14 days. Oh my God. This is her saying she would take full responsibility in front of TV. You know? So, what does this mean? And what does this mean? Yeah, this. She's literally saying it. This isn't a Frankenbite, guys. This is not a Frankenbite. She's saying that to the camera. You know, that's a bold-faced lie she's saying in the moment in Amsterdam. So she was lying then, at the time. This isn't even a Frankenbite. I've given her a lot of credit on Frankenbites. I'll say when a Frankenbite is happening. This is not one of them. And she is bold face lying.
Andrew was telling me things to push me to do it, like saying that he always do things for me, but me, I don't do anything for him, like he doesn't see any actions from my part, and that if I don't want to see him, it's because I don't love him. He tells me I'm free to make my decision, but then he tells me that if I don't do it, he's gonna resent me forever.
In the detention center, were you in a room? Were you in a cell?
There was like a big space, but a room like a prison cell. The table.
I feel for Amira actually in this line of sentences, you know, like I'll give credit when I see it, you know, like I think that maybe in some of the, like, not there, not the Mexico thing,
Resent me forever.
not the resent me forever thing, but
In the detention center,
this.
were you in a room? Were you in a cell?
There was like a big space, but a room like a prison cell. The tables and seats, they were sealed to the ground. And the beds, everything was sealed to the ground. There was toilets, but there was no toilet paper. And I couldn't take a shower for 3 days.
I mean, if that is the case, I do feel bad. Like, I don't want anyone to have to experience any of those particular things. But there's so many questions in regard to all of that. There's a lot, the 3-day thing, even on the message board, she doesn't say it was 3 days. The fact that we couldn't find any type of information of her being held at the airport. From people I've talked to who work over there, they've told me that essentially people usually get sent home right away. You know, they get sent home right away, and ultimately, if they don't get sent home right away, they're usually never held in a prison cell, you know, because they've committed no crime, you know, like a cell for 3 days is a violation of human rights at a certain point, you know, so that, like, it's so hard. It's so hard to wrap your head around, you know, especially everything, given my text messages, every experience I had along the way. It's crazy. Did she ever explain her detention? No. You can see it on the stories there. She basically said, "Oh, it wasn't because I didn't love you," or she would laugh it off, or she would give some vague answers, but she would never give specific answers. And so even during the entirety of the show, you never hear the one-way ticket thing, because the one-way ticket thing is a thing that they're coming up with now to try to justify all of this. That wasn't a problem. She had a through ticket to San Francisco. She had it in her possession. So this one-way ticket thing is way after the fact. They don't even have that on the camera type of thing. It is a misrepresentation. If she was detained, she misrepresented herself, or she fumbled the passport. There's also the third possibility that she wasn't at all, and that it is a complete alliance and work with production. You know, it's sad that I can't sit here and tell you what it is, because I would just tell you. I would just say, this is what happened. This is how it worked. This is because I don't know. I don't even know.
Like we were left in a room where there's nothing. And when it's freezing cold. We don't know anything.
She did come up with the idea, right? Yeah.
It's not okay. Nobody deserves that. Nobody deserves to go through that.
I agree. If she went through that, no one does deserve to go through that. I agree.
No dignity anymore. I have no dignity. And they just want us to feel like we're nothing.
I mean, a detention center is a serious thing. I mean, there are people at the border who are currently detained for long periods of time. I sense the heaviness of the things that she's saying. But is she building up the narrative of this detention center and playing it off as worse than it possibly could have been? Because you're literally at the Mexico City, the biggest airport in all of Mexico, the most fanciest, biggest one. Like, I don't think that of every place in Mexico that this was going to be the one without toilet paper, with the worst facilities, with the worst things. I mean, there's just so many questions that don't make sense about everything she says over and over and over again. Look at me. You guys say it all the time. I'm suspicious as shit. I'm suspicious. I am a suspicious looking guy, you know? And they let me walk in without a second question. They let me walk right in without a second question, you know? Like, Amira's been to Mexico before. Amira's been to Mexico before with me. She had no problem entering the country. There was no issues. So this, I have to show you guys pictures of our Mexico vacation. We had a grand old time. We swam with dolphins, jet skis, a cruise ship, all of it. You know, Amira knows Mexico. Amira knows Puerto Vallarta. She's been there before, you know? So it blows my mind. It blows my mind. First of all, if Mexico really did treat her like that, come on, Mexico. But I don't think they did. I don't think they did. So I have a really hard, I can't wag my finger at you, Mexico, because I really don't think you did anyone dirty. Like, and I feel bad if Mexico's getting the bad rap here, you know? Someone says they've been detained in a Central American country and it's not a jail.
Like, I'm really in prison. I feel like I'm in the movies. It seems unreal, but yet it seems so real at the same time.
Why is she in a prison? Why, though? She committed no crime. She committed no crime. Like, I don't understand why she's in a prison. Like, this level of detainment. Like, it's not just like we're gonna hold you over here in a room and give you snacks and water until the next plane. It's worse. It's we're gonna throw you in a cell with bars and everything is nailed down and you don't get toilet paper and you get, like, wow. I mean, that's heavy, you know? But is it? We know that Amira lies about things. We've seen the receipts, we've seen the behavior. Could this be another lie? I don't know. I can't tell you yes or no because there have never been, like, serious, clear answers given to me. But it sounds outrageous, and everyone who has listened to this story feels the same way. And also, again, production would have killed for that footage. They would have been able to get it because if there really was 3 days, there's plenty of time to get over there to get stuff. And they came from Mexico City. So, I mean, come on. I want to have the proper amount of sympathy for people who need the proper amount of sympathy. Like, I don't want to be that person. Obviously, I come off as that person. But this feels, at the very least, this feels exaggerated. At the very least, it feels exaggerated. You know? You hear it, Milky Dream.
See?
Can I tell you guys something? Here's another real talk moment. I cried one time. I showed you guys the time I cried. That was real, it was an authentic. No one asked me to do it cry. They didn't really show much of it. But throughout the entirety of the rest of the filming, they constantly wanted me to cry. And I'm pretty sure they did the same thing with Amira. Because if they did it with me, I'm pretty sure they did it with her. So they would come in and they'd be like, Andrew, we need you to cry today. You know, we really need that emotion. We really need those tears today. You know? And I'd be like, I'm just not that guy. I'm not going to cry when I don't need to cry. You know? I'm sorry. It's just I'm not an actor in that way. I don't have the capacity to wring out the tears. You know? And so, but they tried multiple times. Andrew, we really, you know, you broke up with Amira. We really need you to cry. We really, you know, the breakup just happened. You're packing these bags. We need you to cry. Like they did this like 3 or 4 different times. We need you to cry here, Andrew. We need you to cry. So I know if they were doing it with me, and I was just passing on all those opportunities, they were also probably doing it with her. And she was not passing on all those opportunities. She was not passing up on all those suggestions to cry. She was taking them. Unlike me, who, as this process went on, I start becoming more and more rejecting of the process. I become less and less friendly to it. And so over time it starts to change. But in the beginning I was very amenable. I was very helpful in Mexico and everywhere. I was on the same page and doing the same things. But throughout the process, it started to get less and less. I'm not on this boat anymore, you know. So yeah, they asked me to cry several times. I only cried once, and that was a real one. I'm sure some of the tears that she's cried during this entire process, some of them have had to be real. But yeah, they've probably asked her to cry at least 5 times. At least. You know, like every occasion they'd be like, they might not even have to ask her. Like, I'm sure that it became such like a Pavlovian conditioning that they don't even have to ask at a certain point. It's just expected. You know, you just kind of know what you have to do, you know? And so at a certain point, I'm sure they didn't even have to ask. Like Amira just probably went straight to the crying because that was what she assumed was the thing they wanted, you know? Here we go.
I have no idea what I'm gonna do next. I have no idea about anything. I just want to sleep and get better. And
you guys gotta realize when we're sitting in those rooms and that's not the same time. She's acting that up, you know. That's a totally, probably even a month or maybe even after the fact. Like that's a completely different time. She's like, oh, I'm so tired. I'm so exhausted. Blah, blah, blah. And she's sitting in a very safe room at a completely different time, saying those things.
I want to heal. I want to move on. But I need time for that. But will Andrew understand that? I have doubts.
Because I miss my family, my friends.
It was always put on me after Andrew and his after I have doubts. Andrew did this. Andrew, you guys are always my haters are like, Andrew, why don't you take accountability? I'm here to take accountability for the things that I fail at. I fail often at many a thing. But in this entire process, Amira has played much bigger roles in things and has taken absolutely no accountability for any of her roles in those. She's always just constantly placed the blame on me for things I never even did, you know? So it's kind of it's kind of frustrating. So we're on episode 7. My God, I totally missed a lot of episode 7. A lot of that was kind of fresh for me. Let's see here. Episode 8. I see questions coming in. I'll try to answer them as the next episode is loading. Thank you guys, Twitch. I'm just kind of using you guys as like record here on Twitch. Thank you for being my constant record. Yeah. Something's wrong with the video.
After flying to Mexico.
All right, here we go.
After flying to Mexico City and spending 3 days in the immigration detention center, I'm on my way home finally. I am back in France, but that was not the plan. The plan was me relaxing with Andrew, enjoying.
She just flew back from Amsterdam to France. And did you guys see what she was wearing? I mean, look at the level of effort that she puts in to literally every scene. And me, they catch me right after work looking all scraggly in the humidity. You know, I am looking literally my worst at every occasion. It's this juxtaposition that just cements the story of good and evil, you know, messy and clean, all these things. Someone says she's got to use all that makeup I sent her. It's true. It's true. Did she look like that when she was... Yeah, I'll show you guys photos of what she looked like, except they're on my phone. I'll have to post them or something. But, like, yeah. This is what she more looked like in the beginning. And you can see what she turned into at the end.
On the beach, and then moved to America to be with Andrew. And instead of that, I got locked up and sent back. But Andrew is still in the resort.
Okay. I'm still at the resort, right? She tells me to stay. She tells me to stay at the resort. Where are we at? Yeah, we talked every day in Mexico, and she encouraged me to stay and take pics. And then there's my... This is where you guys probably got confused and thought that I was like vacationing when she was detained. I think a lot of people got confused and thought like, oh, he's out ATVing and he's partying and he's drinking when she's detained, you know? That wasn't the case. All those things, all those images, they happen after the fact, you know? And Amira encouraged me to stay. And at a certain point, I ended up staying because I was injured. And I wanted to finish my healing process.
Amira would love this. Two spoons. One for me.
God, I'm such a dork.
Amira. I really wish she was here. There's all these families playing on the beach over here. Makes me think of hopefully one day starting a family with Amira. Having beach days like this. But for now, I'm gonna go touch the ocean.
That's a little bit me. That's a little bit my personality right there. I bought that hat, you know. I was just living it. Like I was gonna go touch the ocean, you know. Like yeah, I bought that Puerto Vallarta hat, you know. Like I still have it. It's right here. What do you think? Ever gonna watch me hanging around in Puerto Vallarta? All right, guys. I got the hat on. Let's watch me again with this stupid hat.
Makes me think of Hopefully one day starting a family with Amira. Having beach days like this. But for now, I'm gonna go touch the ocean.
My pinky was... My pinky was up in everything. Did you guys see when I lifted that drink? When I lifted that drink, my pinky went up like that. Like, oh my gosh, that's crazy.
That trip to Mexico was the worst nightmare ever in my whole life. But I'm relieved to be safe in France, and I am desperate to see my father again.
Desperate to see your father again. Again, wait. You guys can see her mom. Her mom made an appearance. There she is. You see her. That's Amira's mom. Right there. There's Amira's dad acting like he owns a car. And there's Amira's mom. Actually being a good human being.
Start to worry when I phone her and her phone stop. Still no contact until 3 days until she texts me that she is in airplane coming back.
Hey.
Amira.
So that,
Oh, I was very worried.
I'm sorry.
3 days first.
Apples to oranges, I bet they filmed that hug 4 or 5 times. Like, that hug must have been redone a couple of times trying to get the perfect kind of, and it didn't even really turn out like too natural, did it? Let's rewatch it again.
Sorry, sorry.
Let's go. Let's go take a drink anyway.
I know my father has so many questions about my trip to Mexico. I feel guilty because my father has suffered because of me.
Her father has suffered because of her. So, it's... the whole family is a victim in this, I guess, you know? It's a really quick cutscene, that's right. This hat does say, bring me another drink. This is the hat that goes and touches the ocean, you know? I got stung by jellyfish. They didn't show that. I had a whole like scene where I got like riddled with jellyfish hits. I mean, there were so many things they could have shown that were funny. That would have been a little bit more character than I ended up getting. No, we're not together anymore. Jellyfish and sandflies. Yep, I was stung by a bunch of jellyfish, and they even had like a little. It wasn't a bit sting, but like I'm sitting in the chair with my beer, and I have like all these marks on my arm because I was stung by so many jellyfish. And yeah, Stephanie ended up getting bitten by all the sandflies. You know.
Because he could not reach me when I was detained.
I was very worried because I was feeling that I never see her again.
So she gets back. She's ultimately in France, right? And they are going to have a conversation. This is all set up. They obviously know where they're going to go. They have the place picked out. They have it all set up. Everything is chosen. He knows they're going for a drink. They probably talked to this cafe a while beforehand.
I don't understand why they return you back.
Now my flight, it landed at 7:30 p.m.
Yeah.
At 8 p.m. I was already in the back.
It blows my mind that it only took her a half hour to get detained, you know, because anybody who's been in an international airport, who's going through customs, who is probably on the back of the plane going through those customs, unless you're the first one on the plane, and unless you're probably the only plane coming off an international flight, you got a little bit of a wait, you got a little bit of a wait as you're going through before you end up getting detained, It's not really a quick situation. And apparently in that time she had the ability to text her father that she was getting off the plane and all of that. So yeah, it takes a while. But apparently she was detained rather quickly. Okay. I can maybe think that there's some more efficiencies there. But she was detained so quickly, but yet kept so long. They didn't process her, They put her away and then they just forgot about her, Like, that doesn't make any sense.
As the room of the immigration thing.
And you take your passport with them?
Yes.
They take the phone?
They take the phone away, and I got that they're not gonna let me in the country. I understood it very quickly. They would take my watch away from me. Like, from that time, yeah. I would not know what time it is.
Like prison, yeah?
Yeah. In the plane, at the end of the flight, the cabin crew finally gives me back a document filled by the Mexican authorities. You know what reason they picked? It's because no passport.
They write that.
And they put my passport in the same envelope.
So they lie, they lie.
That's exactly what she told me, too. Like, the things she's telling her dad, she told me. Like, she said that the reason that they said was no passport, and that they put her passport in the thing with her when she was flying back. And I guess that's so. Why would they put no passport, though? Like that... And why would they put no passport on the documentation? And the paperwork that she shows that it said no passport, but yet she had her passport. It really is. It's really mind blowing. The reason listed is no passport. She never gives any other reason. She never gave another reason to me. She never gave another reason in front of the cameras. The whole one-way ticket thing is just a trying to make something come off as a reason for detainment. But she never told any legitimate real reason why she was detained, other than the fact that she had no passport. So you don't see the full conversation with the lawyer, but I've had conversations with some friends, legal, and also with that lawyer, and it just there were a couple things that it could have been. Either she lost her passport, she literally somehow lost it between the plane and the customs. She somehow fumbled the passport between plane and customs. If Mexico is not lying, if Mexico is an honest arbiter in all of this, and they are telling the truth on everything, this is the case. She somehow lost the passport, but that might not be the case. She might have misrepresented herself. She might have misrepresented herself, and they just put no passport as the reason. I don't know if that's necessarily the case. Or the third one, which is an alliance with production. Whatever it is, it wasn't me and it wasn't COVID. Whatever the reason was, it wasn't me and it wasn't COVID. So whatever that reason was, everyone wants to blame me for Mexico. First of all, I didn't even plan the whole freaking thing. Like, she was definitely on board and definitely pushing it, and you see it all in my receipts. Secondly, I'm not the reason she ends up getting detained, Everything that's listed has nothing to do with COVID, has nothing to do with me, So this type of like painting that I get, and the type of hate that I get really confounds me, because I didn't do it. Like, I didn't do these things that people say that I did. She got detained not for COVID reasons. I know this because I met other French people who were there, who may have even been on her own plane. There was a full plane of French people. So I don't know. It blows my mind.
Yes, they're lying.
I told you, don't go.
I know. I just wanted to show Andrew that I cared about him and that I love him, because he thought that if I was not wanting to do it, it would mean I don't love him.
Andrew is responsible for all the panic, all the trouble we had for our family. And I think he's...
See, there were 2 Frankenbites there that I can give him a little bit of leeway on. There were some big Frankenbites, and I don't want to beat the man up too much for a Frankenbite. But this right here isn't a Frankenbite, you know?
Not the right man for you.
But that doesn't even sound that bad, you know? I think the dad may have gotten Frankenbit a little bit there. I think he got Frankenbit a little bit.
For me while I was detained. Andrew and I, we didn't communicate since I came back to France.
That doesn't make any sense. We communicated all the time when she came back from France. We communicated all the time. To my stories again. Here we are. She's back in France. We're talking, you know? Like, I don't understand, like, why she keeps saying that we're not talking, like I'm ignoring her. Like, we could scroll through my WhatsApp and we literally talk every day of our relationship until the day that we're not in a relationship anymore, you know? So it's surreal.
I am holding on that hope so much. And I want to do everything for that relationship's sake. I want to be with him. If you meet him, maybe you change your mind.
If you continue with him, there is a lot of mistake like that. He never be changed. You must know. He's very selfish, man. He must be a man. He is not a man.
This dude is calling me not a man. But if you knew the type of man he was, you would laugh. You would not take these words seriously. When I first saw this, it was so laughable. The man has taken my money. He has begged his daughter for money. He has been on the street and begging for places for help and stuff, and I'm willing to give it, you know? And like, it's mind-blowing that he's willing to sit here and say all of these things, never to my face. Never to my face. Sir, I'm very open to a conversation with you. Like any day of the week. I could very much so hold my own with you, Hamdi. It blows my mind that he never had the gall to speak like this to me, but yet he would speak like this to his own daughter, you know? I mean, I'm the bad guy.
There's no kids that want their parents to disapprove of their partner. So now I have to find a way to fix that. And
Oh, I'm sorry. Did it get paused, guys? Did you guys see that? Oh, man. Like, the only person who gave an ultimatum in this whole thing was Hamdi. The only person who gave any type of ultimatum was Hamdi. Like, I never gave an ultimatum. The only person who gave an ultimatum, Hamdi, to his own daughter for something that she wanted, that she was going for, you know? I think I'm going to end Twitch here and just focus on you guys. Yeah, she's a 28-year-old woman in this scene. She's a 28-year-old woman, and she doesn't live with her dad. She lives with her mom, and her mom is the primary force in her life of influence, not her dad. And so this dude laying down these ultimatums like this. I never gave ultimatums. Oh, guys, I'm gonna be on. Oh, there's Stephanie and Ryan getting it on.
Okay.
Here I am. That was a fun day. All right. ATV. The ATV is one of the first things that I probably did after I was assured that Amira was back in France. I think I did it a day or two later, and it was COVID safe. It was just a private tour for me, and I basically went around in the jungles of Mexico on this ATV. I had a blast of a time. It was really fun, and ultimately at the end of it, I ended up crashing and rolling my ATV and injuring myself pretty bad. Not bad enough for the hospital, but I was a swollen lump. And so they didn't show that, though they did get that on camera.
I'm here in Puerto Vallarta. I wish Amira was here with me. This was exact.
Okay. I look like a creeper right there. I definitely do. But this is after the crash, if you guys can believe it. This is like moments not too long after the crash. I had to set up the camera, and I was trying to wash all the blood off of me, but they don't show it. They only show me giving this goofy look.
Exactly what I was looking for today. But now that Amira is safe, the least I can do is do a little bit of self-care and make the best of this situation.
There's self-care. There's the self-care. And there's a reason that it comes right after the ATV. Because I did have a crash. I was literally washing blood off of me on that scene there. Like, it's funny. It's so funny that they use that self-care. They put that self-care in my mouth, and I was referring to my own injuries and my own pain, but it really does make me look like I don't care. Like it's about me. I see it too, guys. I see it too. I see it. I'm here with you. Like I see it. It's like, it looks like I'm saying self-care about me. But if you guys knew the actual things, if you go to my receipt and you know what really went down there, you know what I'm referring to. You'll know what I'm referring to, you know? This massage was after the fact, a couple days even, and I desperately needed it to heal. And I know I'm sounding like, oh, the victim, blah, blah, blah. Again, guys, Amira's not detained right now. Amira is not detained anymore. She's back in France. Like, really. I'm getting some healing massage.
Ever since I got to Mexico, I had been incredibly worried about her. But I've already...
Oh, you can see it. I'm so ashamed to show my super ugly frame here, but like, okay, you guys can totally see my injuries. You can see the injuries everywhere, all over me, and even more on the other side there. You can see, there might even be some blood on the thing. Like, my arm, they're trying to hide it. You know, they tried to hide it so much. They really did. Like, they tried to hide. Like, I had this whole scene. Like, I really wish they would have showed it where I, like, am, like, pulling myself up by my bootstraps and I have to, like, walk a mile home and I'm all injured. And I stop by, like, an OXXO 7-Eleven and I grab 2 big bags of ice and I carry them home with my blood and my injuries. And they have these things. You know, but they don't show it, you know, it's funny. They didn't want people to, they didn't want anyone to feel sorry for me, even though, like, it's not about feeling sorry for me. It's just about, like, that's what happened. You know, I'm not like, you don't need to feel bad for me. Like, I'm healed. I got my scars, but like, that's just the truth. That's the sequence of events. Those are the things that happened, you know?
covered work, and
You can see the injury.
a little bit of healing now. So I decided to stay here.
I even say, and they put that in there, I need a little bit of healing now. You guys know what that's referring to. I even say, oh my gosh, this is fun. I'm enjoying this. This is cool. Okay, I even say, I need a little healing now. You guys know what that refers to 100%. You guys see it. You can't miss it. You can't miss it when you hear me say, I need a little healing now. I need a little healing now. And Amira knew about this. Amira knew about my injuries, you know? See, she's talking about him. She's still saying, send me pics, you know? I hope you enjoyed your massage. All of that, you know? Like, it was about healing. You even hear me say the words healing, you know? Wow, they really made me look like a douche. I am a douche, but still, like, I'm not that big a douche. Like, that's like that. I don't know why they did that. All right, let's keep going. Are you guys still here? I'm having some technical difficulties. You're still here? Okay. All right. Let's see. Here we go.
And indulge in the vacation.
Indulge in the... That steakhouse was good. I'm not gonna lie. That steakhouse was amazing. I even dragged my broken butt there another time towards the end of the trip, you know? Like, luckily it wasn't too far from my hotel. It was a really great steakhouse, and really enjoyed those steaks. And the service, amazing. Like, my God, it's called Mandolina's. If you guys are ever in Puerto Vallarta, look at me. I'm part of the Puerto Vallarta Tourist Bureau now. If you guys are ever in Puerto Vallarta, Mandolina's, amazing service, amazing steaks, great prices. Make it happen for yourself. Live your best life. Move those stars. Get that self-care, you know?
All that marble in there, all that deliciousness. I feel you, man. I feel you, yeah.
Look.
All that deliciousness. I feel you, man. I feel you, yeah.
Boom. Like, there's our different times, different levels of healing, you know? Right here, right there. There's a big swollen leg here. I'm still really swollen here. Like, this was probably more towards the end, though.
Oh, you look beautiful. How you been?
But you know, it's a lot of traveling. I took 4 planes in 5 days. And what did you do?
I really wish you were here. Last night I went to this
That's a Frankenbite. That's a Frankenbite right there.
amazing steakhouse, and you would have loved it.
It was an amazing steakhouse.
Come back home.
She didn't ask that question in this conversation. She didn't ask that question in this particular conversation. Why you not come back home? She didn't ask that question. And I'll show you that she didn't ask that question because it's a Frankenbite. You'll see.
I really wish you were here. Last night I went to this amazing steakhouse, and you would have loved it.
That's why you don't come back home.
Okay. Remember, Frankenbites are used to create story. Frankenbites is a tool used by editing to create a story. So they needed to create story, so they're using a Frankenbite here. They needed the story that I'm a douche that stays in Mexico without talking to my partner about it and all this, you know. They needed this particular story, so they Frankenbit her saying, but why you don't come back home? It's a Frankenbite.
Why
Why? You want me to go home?
That's a Frankenbite. My answer is a Frankenbite. Both of those are Frankenbites. Both of those are not necessarily happening in that conversation. Both of those are Frankenbites.
I've been trying to make the most of it, but it feels empty a little bit without you.
See,
why? You want me to go home?
That's a Frankenbite. There are two Frankenbites back to back to create a story for you. Two Frankenbites that are not happening in that conversation. I'll play them again.
If you were here last night, I went to this amazing steakhouse, and you would have loved it.
That's why.
There's the first one. You don't see her speaking. You only see my face. Here's the second one. You don't see me speaking. You only see her face.
Want me to go home?
And then it cuts back to me. So, two Frankenbites to create that particular story. You know? Like, you want me to go home? Or why aren't you going home? Both of those particular parts of the conversation, you don't see either one of us saying. There's a reason for that. It's a Frankenbite. They're creating story. Look up the definition of Frankenbite. It's to create story. It's to give you guys a story. It's to make up a story when there is no story there. That's what a Frankenbite does. And that's what they're doing here. All right, let's continue.
Most of it, but it feels empty a little bit without you. I got a walk-in tour on Saturday, and then I got a boat tour on Tuesday. I'm gonna go to.
I got many things planned. You can get both there.
She wasn't pissed at me. She was not upset at all. There was no, like, you can even see it in that moment. There was no anger from her. She was actually incredibly encouraging of me to do these many things.
Oh.
I'm feeling lonely. He's vacationing, so there's no room for me to open up. I'm feeling lonely. He's vacationing, so there's no room for me to open up about what happened to me anymore.
I'm really hoping.
So let me get this straight, all right? The reason you can't open up to me is because you encouraged me to stay on vacation. It doesn't make any sense. Go to my receipts. You'll see the actions and the way that she was talking to me. You'll see that we talked every single day. There was not a day we did not talk. I mean, these things that she's saying are outrageous. They're not true. We talked every single day. There was plenty of space for her to open up, and she very much so did. She just never told the reasons behind her actual detention. And I'm sure they're putting this in here to make me look like a further bad guy, because they're not going to give you a reason for the detention. They're never going to give you a reason for the detention.
We can activate that visa, baby.
Yeah, but what to do? It looks like the US is gonna stay closed from what I read online.
Look at that. Look, from what I read online. Look, someone's on that message board there. It wasn't me. From what I read online, that was her. She was always on that board, always sending me information from it, always saying everything from the board, you know?
So what do you think?
Yeah, I think less than 40 days to use this visa.
Again, okay.
I'm really hoping that we can activate that visa.
They do another double Frankenbite. There's another double Frankenbite here. So look at it. You'll see her speaking, but the camera on me. And then you'll see me speaking, but the camera on her. This is another double Frankenbite, and you'll see it here.
It looks like the US is gonna stay closed from what I read online.
Here it comes.
So what do you think?
Frankenbite?
Yeah, I think
Frankenbite.
less than 40 days to use this visa. The countdown is real. If we don't get an extension and the borders don't open up, I mean, we may have to do this all over again in another country.
Frankenbite.
I I will not be you. It will be me only that has to do that. I've been through so much already. The fact that he's considering that option for me to go there by myself. Struggle again.
I didn't think of that option just for herself. I offered to go several times. I even offered to redo the visa. Like, this whole, again, go look at my stories. Go look at the text messages in the receipts. You'll see her enthusiasm for doing this again for Serbia. You know, it was not as she's portraying it here. It is very different. The way in which she interacted with me is very different than the way she's interacting with these cameras alone. This whole kind of like, I can't believe that he would do this. I just can't believe. Oh, you know? No. Look at the text messages. She's enthusiastically talking about these things. She's telling me the different options. She's the one giving me the info so that her dad can have a ticket, wanting to change the ticket to a friend. A lot of things, you know? We aren't even there yet. There's so much there.
I'm speechless. Really speechless.
She's speechless.
It's really early to talk about something like traveling again. I just came back home.
It's not even a thing on my mind. Like,
see, it wasn't even a thing on my mind. Like, they really tried to like push it as a thing, you know?
It's really early to talk about something like traveling again. I just came back home.
it's not even a thing on my mind. Like,
But you talked about it to me, so it is in your mind, baby.
People tossing the producers tossing those questions all the time. Those are conversation leaders. That is nothing that I wanted to do. Check the text messages. Check my approach towards it. What you are seeing is a completely manufactured type of conversation. I'm being honest here. I'm saying I really don't care. It's not even on my mind. I don't even want to talk about it, you know? And I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to talk about Serbia. I didn't want to talk about another country. I knew exactly how that would ultimately end up looking, you know? And so it blows my mind. It blows my mind that they continually try to put these things on me when there was a whole nother side to this.
I'm just talking stupid. I'm just talking out idea.
I am still tired. I'm still recovering and healing from it. It shouldn't be like we jump to another country, wherever it is. You just decide to make me go there by myself.
I didn't.
It's like he doesn't really see what I'm going through.
I really want to.
The reason it doesn't look like I see what you're going through is because the things you're telling me are very different. Like, the reason maybe I'm not seeing it is because you're interacting with me incredibly differently than the way you're interacting with the camera. Like, the things that you tell me you want to do, and I just support that. Ultimately, you tell the camera a completely different story. And that's not even a Frankenbite. That's a you're saying that to them.
Be with you. I really want you here. I really want us to start our lives together.
I love Andrew, and I know right now he's pushing me hard to go to the US, but I'm hesitating. Now that I've talked to my dad and I hear that he has only negative things to say about Andrew, I feel torn. The more Andrew is pushing me, the more I'm questioning, does he really want the best for me? I need to process the full situation.
Certainly. All right.
She didn't hang up on me. There was no hang up in that conversation. They just edited it to make it look like she hung up on me, but she didn't. The whole juxtaposition that I was pushing for Serbia, no. Amira had all the control, all the decisions. She's acting like she's a child that has not made any type of a decision for herself in this entire process. You know, she acts like she's a 12-year-old, you know, and it's really weird how she's acting like that to the camera. But then when you go and read my text messages and you go and read the interactions that we were having, it's very different. It's insanely different. So, yeah, the way she's playing to the camera, I think it's an alliance between her and TLC. I think that they kind of worked this whole thing for a long time. I think from Mexico, you know?
I think right now we are interacting.
Okay. Wow, guys, you guys are doing the marathon. We're making it happen. We're having a good night. And we have one more piece coming up here. All right, I think that's it for episode 8. Now we are on episode 9. This one's called the No Bang Theory.
Previously on 90 Day Fiance.
Positive bring. Joey needs to be more responsible, and I'm worried that he's not ready to stop partying. Joey, 8:50 in the morning. You're drinking whiskey already.
What's wrong with taking care of a few cute animals?
Yeah, a little bit of looking at the other couples there. You know, I haven't really watched much of it, so it's really interesting to see how they work them as well.
That night, and we slept together.
Sounds major true. Are Serbia and
All right, here we go.
our options are Serbia and trying again out there.
Before my trip to Mexico, Andrew told me that I'm going to be okay. Now he's telling me about Serbia. It will never stop. Yeah.
You remember Melody?
My God.
Yeah.
You're here.
These are literally conversations that I didn't even want to have. I didn't even want to talk about Serbia. These are things that they push. They were like, hey, what about this? Why don't you talk about that? Talk about this thing. Talk about that thing, you know? And then I say the word Serbia, and they cut it, and they Frankenbite it, and they create story around me saying just the word Serbia, and it just becomes this, she runs with it, and she says, oh, he wants me to do this, he wants me to do that, he wants me to do all these things, and I am just a poor woman who can't make any decisions and do anything, and I don't have any agency in anything. No. She propagated a lot of this. She had so much agency, and she's acting like she's not even a fully formed human being in any of this. You know, it's sad. Taj Mahal.
I am back in France. That was not the plan. That's so far away from the initial plan. I'm supposed to be relaxing right now on the beach with Andrew and go with him to the US, get married with Andrew.
That's her mom's house.
Instead of that, I got detained, I got locked up, and I got deported to home again. I barely talked to Andrew since I got released. I guess he's very busy. He's at the resort.
Barely talked to me since she got released. We talked every day. That's a blatant lie, but there is a Frankenbite in the middle, so she might have not said it outright. But there is that's a lie. We talked every day, every single day. While I was in Mexico and afterwards, there is no break in the communication.
Again. I barely talked to
That's a
Andrew
Frankenbite.
since I got released. I guess he's very busy. He's at the resort, enjoying his vacation. I feel so alone.
Hey, baby. I've been out here enjoying the rays, getting some vitamin D, but I'm missing you.
Freaking did that too. They really did a good job. Look at that.
You're enjoying the rays, getting some vitamin D.
Okay, sorry.
Hey, baby. I've been out.
See, I start that sentence and it's not even that. You just see me say, getting some vitamin D.
Getting some vitamin D.
Like, that's all you see me say. And you can even see my injuries there.
How you feeling, baby?
Feeling tired. I can't sleep at night.
Yeah. I'm so sorry, baby. You think that it's some residual stress from your experience here in Mexico?
Yeah.
You guys want to see something funny? Look at this scene and how it's unfolding. Okay? You don't see, just like in the previous scene that we watched, where you see her face and you see my face, you know? Where you see our faces on the cameras. You won't see our faces on the cameras. Probably not during this entire conversation. Because she's not wearing that or looking like that when we're talking. That's a complete reshoot. She's acting. This is an act. This is all an act. That's all a reshoot. That's all a setup. Come stand right here, do this, stand it. That's a reshoot. That's a reshoot. There's a reason you don't see me on the phone. Because it's a reshoot. Just like you don't hear her dad when I'm talking in the airport. Because I'm in the mall. This is a reshoot. You don't see me on the phone because I'm not on that call. She's making it up as she goes. Also, my end is talking to her, but not this her. Not this her right now.
I know that Amira has just been through an incredibly tragic situation.
It's a reshoot.
We are running.
In fact, I'll have to pull up the original footage. I'll have to find it. I think I have it. I hope I have it. But she's wearing a totally different dress. She's wearing something completely different. It's a completely different setup in that when I'm wearing that in that conversation. So that's a reshoot. That's her standing in her own hallway, looking as good as she possibly can, probably given certain plot points, and then responding to those particular things in front of the camera, looking exasperated as she does, you know. So here we go.
Out of time on our visa, and if I don't make plans now, we could lose the visa entirely. I feel worried that us having to wait is ultimately going to put more strain and tension on our relationship. But there's the possibility of another plan. So I want to talk to Amira about it.
There's so much frankenbiting going on there. There's so much frankenbiting. Such a chop job to make that sentence. There's the possibility of another plan. I'll go back 10 seconds. Really watch the chop job of that sentence. Really watch how they constructed this narrative. And they do this literally the whole season. This is why so many people are so ingrained about certain facts about me that are just so untrue. Like, they chop these things up and they get in your head. We'll go back 10 seconds here.
Wait is ultimately going to put more strain and tension on our relationship. But there's the possibility of another plan. So I want to talk to Amira about her thoughts on the matter.
That's like 3 or 4 different audio cuts. Boom, 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 boom.
It would just
to create that whole line right there. That's like 3 or 4 different sections.
But I'm not really hopeful. I don't really see anything on the horizon. Our options are, one is to simply wait and see what happens.
Yeah.
Another would be Serbia and trying again out there.
I don't even want to talk about it.
The Serbian plan is very similar to the Mexico plan.
Frankenbite.
She's going to go to Serbia for 14 days.
That was filmed after the fact.
Period, which qualifies her to enter the United States. And unfortunately, because of this trip, it does not look like I'm going to go to Serbia. Because I have to get back to work.
I offered to go to Serbia several times. Again, wasn't even my thing. There's receipts showing her enthusiasm for it. It's a lie. It's a lie. They made this whole thing as if I wasn't going to be able to go. They asked me during the interview, "Oh, what would be a reason that you can't go, Andrew?" "Well, I got to get back to work." You know, they do this all the time. They'll ask you a question, even if that question is not relevant or something that you are doing. You'll answer that question, and then they'll use that footage as if that's the thing that's happening. That's the truth of it. But if you go to my stories, you'll see the real truth. I offered to go to Serbia several times. I offered to fly her dad to Serbia, paid for him a ticket, he was going to go. Or a friend. Like, the loneliness factor of her in Serbia wasn't even a thing, you know?
So tell me how you feel. Tell me your thoughts.
I'm gonna think about it, baby.
But that would have to be a decision that would be made relatively soon because we only have almost 30 days left on our visa.
Before my trip to Mexico,
You don't see my face on that phone. That's such a reshoot for her. That's her acting it up. I'll have to find the original if I can. Like, that's her reshooting it. You don't see my face on the phone. You don't see her face on the phone. And there's a reason for that. And that's because she's standing there looking exasperated after the fact. That's not the actual conversation that is happening.
That I'm gonna be okay, so I trust him, and we know what happened next. And now, here we are again. Now he's telling me about Serbia. But they're saying on TV news that there's a lot of COVID cases there. I'm not sure it's a safe country. I am nervous about the visa getting expired, but the pressure of me having to do another trip like that is starting again. It feels like it's endless. It will never stop. But I don't want to lose Andrew if I don't say what he wants to hear.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense. She literally could have just said, I don't want to come. And I would have been okay with that. Like, but that's not what she says. She says, I want to come. You know, she continually is pushing for these things. And yet she's telling the camera the exact opposite. The exact opposite thing. So it's no wonder I look like such a smug douche all the time, is because I'm literally led to believe one thing and I'm acting like, oh, the person who I'm in love with is also in the same boat. But meanwhile, off camera, on the other side of things, she's just there with production, doing exactly what they need, you know, doing exactly what they need to get those sound bites, sitting through all things. See the injuries on my leg? Oh my God. Wow.
Okay.
Watch this, guys. I can't even stand up because the time sequence is all wrong here. That's such a reshoot for her. My leg is devastatingly bad right there, right here, over here. And as I get up, you can even see I can't even stand. I can even hardly stand up. Ugh. Oh man. Oh God. Yeah.
This is more kitchen stuff. Look.
Crazy. All right. We are also at 29 and then minute 1:15. Okay. This next scene of Amira is where she meets with her friend Xavier. This was when I first got sent this clip of her and Xavier, I was blown away because I never knew that this scene was actually ever filmed. Like, the first time I even knew about this particular scene was watching it when someone sent it to me. So I don't know if this one was after the fact or how this one was constructed, but this Xavier scene blew me away and where it came from. Like this one is kind of an interesting one for me because I don't know much about it. Like this one is like I didn't even know she talked to Xavier in this whole thing. Like I didn't even know this dude at all. Like it's crazy. Like it just was interesting how she described such a close relationship with this individual, but yet never really talked. All right, here we go.
I'm gonna watch you take it.
All right. Look at her. She's always... Oops. She's always dressed in some designer outfit. Me, I look like I just barely tossed on some clothes to get to filming. You know? Like, the juxtaposition between her and myself, it builds this story, guys. Even the way we look, everything that you're seeing, it gets in your psychology and it builds this kind of narrative that you will ultimately continue to hold on to. You know, you're going to see her as the put together, well-dressed all the time because that's how she's always looking here, you know? No one looks like that all the time. All the time, you know, when you're flying on an airplane coming home, no one looks like that. She doesn't look like that all the time. I mean, seriously, these are constructions to make her look the best possible, make me look the worst possible, and then you guys have emotional feelings about that. He looks really bad and she looks really poorly. How did an ugly guy like him end up with a good-looking girl like her? You know, it really nails the point home.
C'est tout beau.
Comme toi.
Today I'm meeting with my good friend Xavier. I know him 10 years and we're like confident to each other.
On a plein de choses à se dire.
Xavier knows that I was supposed to be in Mexico right now and that I'm trying to be with Andrew.
Et du coup, je sais pas si je t'avais dit, mais il est resté à l'hôtel, au resort.
They're acting like, oh, he stayed at the hotel. She told me to. She told me to. Look at her telling Xavier, oh, he stayed at the hotel. I can't believe he stayed at the hotel. Here she is saying, send me pics. Send me pics. I hope the massage went well. She talks about the ATV ride. For her to sit there and say those things to Xavier, she doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. She's literally not upset one bit. In fact, she's the opposite of upset. She says things like, oh, you need to say, you deserve the vacation. Oh, you need to heal. She says things like this all over the place, but yet she sits in front of Xavier and she complains about how I'm still at the resort. Apples to oranges, I probably wasn't at the resort at the time they filmed that. That may have been filmed at a different time. I don't know that one because this scene was out of nowhere for me, which really makes me to believe it came in later, you know?
Donc il est tout seul là-bas.
Is that... Xavier knows... Please, like I would lie to you.
Uh-oh.
It's upset me that Joey...
We lost. Technical difficulties. All right. Gonna bring back up Xavier.
Pretty well. I'm seeing like traveling again. Joey asked me to do
In 10 years
There we
and
go.
we're like confident to each other.
On a plein de choses à se dire.
Xavier knows that I was supposed to be in Mexico right now and that I'm trying to be with Andrew.
Et du coup, je sais pas si je t'avais dit, mais il est resté à l'hôtel, au resort.
Mais
Il est toujours en vacances, en fait.
Why is she acting all surprised? Like, why is she acting all surprised? Because literally right here, she's telling me to stay and send her pics. And she does this more than once, like a dozen times. Like, why would she tell Xavier that? It leads me to believe that that scene was probably made well after the fact. And it was probably just for plot points. This is a plot point scene, I think. Kind of like the scene with my sister. You know, it reminds me of a scene that we made that never made air, which was with one of my clients I told you guys about. I filmed with one of my clients. They never showed it. Me having a casual cafe conversation. They never wanted to make it look like I have any friends or people who are in my world or anything. I'm just such a loner, you know? Like, it's insane. But they got Xavier, and I think this was an after the fact to get some plot points.
Et donc il est tout seul là-bas.
Il savait que j'étais incarcérée, mais lui, il est quand même resté dans l'hôtel.
Amira, c'est comme une sœur pour moi et elle a toujours été plus présente. Et là, j'ai l'impression que c'est plus, elle est plus perdue. Donc ça m'inquiète un petit peu. C'est pas souvent que je la vois comme ça.
Et du coup là, donc tu vois ça, vu que en fait il est très inquiet par rapport à mon visa. Et du coup, il a trouvé une autre solution, c'est au lieu d'aller au Mexique, vu que ça n'a pas marché, il veut que j'aille en Serbie maintenant.
Il faut que tu partes en Serbie.
Ouais.
Ok.
Et
tu vas le faire?
Bah là, j'y pense là.
Look at that. Look at her face as she says this.
Bah là, j'y pense là.
Of course she's thinking about it. Of course she's thinking about it. Of course she's thinking about it. Because she's talking to me about it. She's sending me the stuff on it. Like, I'm thinking about it. Look at that coy face. Yeah, she's thinking about it. She's thinking about it.
Ouais, donc là, en fait, le plan, ça serait pour moi de partir en Serbie pendant 14 jours toute seule.
By herself. It's always by myself. I tried so hard to get somebody there with her. Her dad, me, anybody of her friends. Like, this whole by myself thing. I keep saying, go check those stories, guys. Go check those stories. Here we go. I'll find this one for you. Like, here's me getting her ticket for the dad, you know? She was giving all the information. And then even, here's the actual ticket I bought for the dad. He was going to go, but he ended up in hospital, and he couldn't end up going. And she still wanted to go. And she wanted me to change the flight to another person. Yeah, she was playing me to her narrative, but she still wanted to go. Here it is. Still wanted to come and change the flight to another person. So, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. She's like, oh, I'm thinking about it. You're more than thinking about it. You're actively planning it. You're actively doing. I mean, it's not, oh, I'm thinking about doing it. You're acting to Xavier like I'm pushing you into this thing, but yet look at how you're interacting with me. Look at how you're interacting with me. It makes no sense. So, let's continue.
Ça, c'est son plan.
That's his plan. No. Okay. I don't even know this guy. I can't get mad at him because I don't know him very well. But I know he's kind of being pushed into these narratives.
L'expérience du Mexique, tu vas pas aller en Serbie pour revenir encore en France et avoir un choc supplémentaire.
I'm sure he's just giving the best friendly advice that he can. But he's too being played by Amira.
Nouvelle expérience de ce type quand même.
It's a really dumb thing to do. It does sound really dumb. Because the way that Amira makes it sound, it does make it sound really dumb. Why would you do that, Amira? Why would you do that? You just got stuck in a jail cell. You know? You just got stuck in a jail cell for 3 days. Like, does sound really dumb, doesn't it? She was very much involved, very much into it, very much wanting to push these things forward. Just getting his ass up. Yeah. Xavier, you know, I don't know Xavier. I think they are genuine friends. I don't know anything about him, and I really don't want to be like this guy is, you know, responding inappropriately, because he might just be responding to the things that he's given from Amira. But I don't know. Maybe he is playing a production role and is an actor and doing those things as well. He acts for a living? Oh, I didn't know that. He's an actor? All right, here we go.
Tout le
I don't think
choc,
he
qui
is.
en a suivi, et au lieu d'être présent et de la consoler le temps qu'il faut, parce que au lieu de faire ça, c'est reprends un billet et reviens et revit une autre expérience du même type s'il le faut, mais pour moi. C'est une aberration, vraiment.
It's an abomination.
Ta relation. Enfin, c'est pas bon, hein.
That's a Frankenbite.
Je te dis, il prend pas en compte tout ce que tu as pu vivre toi. Moi, je partirais pas.
Je sais, mais le problème, c'est que si j'y vais pas, il va être déçu.
Non, mais il n'y a pas que lui qu'il faut prendre en compte, c'est toi.
Ouais, bah, je vais réfléchir. Je vais réfléchir à ce que tu m'as dit.
Look at that. I'm going to replay that last 10 seconds. Look at how Amira interacts with this scene.
Tout ce que tu as pu vivre toi, moi, je partirais pas.
Je sais, mais le problème, c'est que si j'y vais pas, il va être déçu.
Non, mais il n'y a pas que lui qu'il faut prendre en compte, c'est toi.
It's always about me.
Ouais, bah,
And she's
je
just...
vais réfléchir. Je vais réfléchir à ce que tu m'as dit.
It's like she loves that, like almost the moment that she felt victim there, she felt a sense of something. She victimized herself in that sentence, you know? He'll be crushed if I don't go. He'll be crushed, you know? And then Xavier's like, oh, you poor you in that situation. You really got to think about it. And then you can see her face go like, yeah, you know? That's par for the course. Look at it again.
C'est toi.
You gotta think for yourself.
Ouais, bah, je vais réfléchir. Je
She
vais réfléchir à ce que tu m'as dit.
She's getting the validation she wants, and she's soaking it in. She's soaking that victim validation in right there.
Amira suit, parce qu'elle doit je pense qu'elle doit l'aimer, parce que
Soaking the victim validation
on peut suivre quelqu'un aussi presque comme un dieu, quoi. Il dit, elle applique. Et de ce que je ressens moi ça me fait peur pour elle. Parce qu'il veut que tu le rejoignes, ça passe mal.
Because he wants to come. He's bad. This pressure.
Quand je t'écoute, qui me mettent vraiment mal à l'aise, et ça m'inquiète un petit peu, je vais pas te mentir. J'y réfléchirai vraiment avant de repartir. Parce qu'après, ce sera trop tard, pour le coup.
It's my dream to go to America.
Yep.
But the number of people around me that support my relationship with Andrew is close to 0.
Where were these people for the entirety of our relationship? I mean, where was Xavier for the entirety of our relationship? Where was her dad? Oh, to be honest. I mean, Amira lived with me for months in my home. Like, where was her dad's concern? Like, we traveled together to Mexico. We traveled together to multiple places in France, Las Vegas. We would go all these places. Where was that? Where's the concern, Xavier? Where's the concern, the dad? You know, where is all of this? You've been here for 9 months. Now you really got to think about this relationship. No. Story for you guys.
right now. I love Andrew, but right now, I don't know what to do. Merci pour tes conseils.
Ben, moi, je suis toujours là, tu le sais. Hein. Non, mais c'est vrai.
Merci.
Bourbon Street. And that's the French symbol right there, you know, fleur de lis. Fleur de lis. Like, so, little French connection. Yeah, I think Xavier was the last of us on that episode, but that one threw me for a loop. Like, when I heard and saw that one get sent to me, that one came out of nowhere. I never even knew that one was filmed. I never even knew she had talked to Xavier on a filming. So it leads me to believe that probably happened like after the fact. You know, it was something that happened in order to create more plot points and more points for you guys. Kind of like me and Connie at Brookfields, you know, an after the fact type of thing. So it leads me to believe that just because I had no knowledge of it until it actually aired. Yeah, someone's saying, if I was her and had been so supposedly abused by you, I would have waned to have you confront you at the tell-all. She talked about you being manipulating, but she manipulated all of it. Exactly. People think that I was the manipulative one at the tell-all. Like, literally, I was just the dude who was there for the tell-all. I was the dude who came to do the tell-all. The only person who came not to do a tell-all was Amira and production. They were the ones that didn't want a real tell-all. Everyone's like, I'm manipulative because I just came to do the thing that everyone else is doing. You know? It makes no sense. All right, guys. We are moving on to... we episode 10? Yeah, we're episode 10. This one's called The Devil's Work. The Devil's Work.
Previously on 90 Days Fiance.
I'm still trying to figure her
Episode
out.
10,
I just don't understand her sometimes.
I think we should start planning a wedding.
I think we have to work on other things before we plan a wedding.
Look, she doesn't
Not
want it.
seeing us.
Hello.
Melanie's not fully accepted my relationship with Ziad yet.
Didn't
Here
you
it
and
is.
your ex live down the hall?
Oh, I'm only in one little scene on this episode. Here's Ryan.
You might go in the suburbia.
I have invested all of me in this relationship, financially, emotionally.
I think you should just not waste the money.
Yeah, my mom really didn't want me to waste the money.
Because for me, we go not accept me.
My mom was like, oh man, like my mom saw through a lot of this a lot further on than I did, a lot sooner than I did. So like, she was like, oh, don't spend the money. Don't do that. You know, like she was constantly trying to lead me in some wisdom there, you know, but a fool in love, you know. Here we go. I'm still at the resort, apparently. We're on episode 10, and I'm still at the resort. I'm still at the resort on episode 10.
I've been in Mexico for almost 2 weeks, and
Yeah, they make it seem like I was there for a month.
It's really sad because I wish Amira was here with me to go home. I had set this whole thing up for her to be here, and she's not going back with me. I'm going home to an empty apartment. I'm going home to a world of confusion because I still don't know what's going to happen with this visa.
Amira's decent.
Caught me putting my plan on. There's my mom. Okay, guys. So you're about to see me meet up with my mom. this scene did not go down as it's presented, obviously. I walked out of that airport like 10 times, and they had different ways. Mask on, mask off, mask chin, mask there. I mean, like, there's a lot of different ways they made me do it. The first interaction I had with my mom, she was actually filming, and I snuck up behind the camera crew and startled them. But, they had me walk back out, and I had to walk back in over and over and over and over and over again. Then they had me walk around the airport and do some shots. And so that's why it looks like I'm wearing the same shirt, because they had me walk around the same airport, do the shots, and then they kind of put those shots as if they were the first day of the airport there too. So there's some tricks there in that way. But yeah, let's watch the airport.
Andrew was supposed to be arriving with Amira. However, it didn't work out. So I want to give him a big hug because I know he's really been very upset about this situation.
I'm curious.
I want to give him a big hug because I know he's really been very upset about this situation.
I walked from behind there like 10 times.
Hey, bud. How's it going?
It's going. Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah. I appreciate you coming down and picking me up.
Should we go?
Yeah, let's get out of here. I miss Amira. I miss her every day. If this visa expires, I miss my opportunity to physically be with Amira. And that is the biggest and hardest thing of it all.
So what's going on with Amira right now?
They really worked me that entire season. Like, oh, Andrew, you know, what's it like if you're not physically with Amira? What is it like? You know, like they totally got me.
You're still hopeful?
I have a lot of confidence in our love, but it's... We're on a ticking clock. We're running out of time, you know? Drama. We're tossing around the idea of going to Serbia, you know?
That just surprises me. I'm surprised that she would feel brave enough to go for it
I think
again.
her going to Serbia is actually going to be pretty easy. They made it look like I cut my mom off there. That was such like a Frankenbite, make me look rude. Look at that.
I'm surprised that she would feel brave enough to go for it again.
See, they have me cutting her off in a Frankenbite before they even cut over to me. Going to Serbia is actually going to be pretty easy. See, they cut that. They cut it like I interrupted her, and then they... Oh, man. Amira could go through Serbia for 14 days, and she could enter the United States. But... Hey, Andrew, how would Serbia work if you did the Serbian plan? Serbia is actually going to be pretty easy. Amira could go through Serbia for 14 days, and she could enter the United States. But Amira is carrying a bit of trauma from her experience, so it is difficult to even discuss the Serbian option at this point. I didn't want to discuss it. I didn't even want to talk about it. I'll have to say it, but there are text messages of me like, oh, I don't want to talk about it anymore. Like, they're going to make me talk about it. They make me talk about it to everybody. You know, I don't want to talk about it. I think that text message is out there. It's not in my receipts, but I think I posted it probably almost went during the Serbia thing. Like, there was a whole conversation where I'm telling, like, I don't want to talk about Serbia anymore. I don't want to talk about Serbia anymore. And I tell her in the text about that. You know, like they kept putting Serbia as a plan. They wanted Serbia. My mom is right. Why would she want to go? Have open travel to each other.
And Serbia.
From what I see, Serbia seems to be doing really good with it all. So there's a chance.
And you're both willing to take the chance?
If she's willing to do it,
I just want to do whatever makes her feel safe, secure, comfortable.
Well,
My mom. She knew. She knew.
If Amira wants to go to Serbia, then she should go. But I think you
Need you talking. Your family. Yeah, I sent those texts out. So yeah, this conversation is a little bit Frankenbit, but it's also, I don't know, it's relatively honest a little bit. You know, it isn't me that is pushing Serbia. I am using the royal we, and I don't know. I don't see too many like false things here.
you should just not waste the money.
I'm desperate for other options. I really am. Like, this is an option of last resort. Because we're out of time.
Is it a good step to take, though? That's questionable.
Hell or high water, I just want to be with her. There's nothing inherently dangerous about the plan. I'm confident that she would be able to enter Serbia and not have a similar
It was a freaking bite.
But I would be nervous if I were going through that, and I think that's ultimately going to be the hard part. Unfortunately, it's really our only option at this point.
They franken bit the hell out of me to make that sentence, right? Oh my gosh. How many different audios did they use in that? I counted like 5. Let's just try that one more time.
And I'm confident that she would be able to enter Serbia and not have the similar problems that she had in Mexico.
2.
But I would be nervous
3,
if I were Amira going
4.
through that, and I think that's ultimately going to be the hard part. Unfortunately, it's
5.
really our only option at this point.
I counted 5 audio cuts. 5 different separate audios of tonation and everything to make that one possible. You know? That was a heavy cut job. You know? Alright. I think that's the only scene that we're in on this episode. Thank God. Okay. Oh, wow. They cut us out for like 2 weeks, it looks like. We're on episode 12. We're getting there, guys. Episode 12. Trying to get the next episode up here, guys. I bought it on Amazon hoping that I would be able to stream it on Twitch so you guys could like see it, but I guess this is working, you know. You guys are great. Thanks for hanging out with me so late. We're doing this late night Friday thing. I said I would go through all the episodes and give you guys the rundown. I'm here to do that.
Previously on 90 Day Fiance.
Here we go.
Bring back up. It would be a lie.
Feel like you're manipulating me, honestly. With this ring, with visa, with everything. Is
Here we
that okay?
Andrew was supposed to be arriving with Amira. I know he's really been very upset about this situation.
We're tossing.
32.
That the coronavirus is a
Oh, I have no hard feelings if you guys hated me before. I watched this and I cringe at myself too. It's totally okay.
To settle
you
so
know?
quickly to have just a regular courthouse wedding.
I appreciate you guys giving me a chance.
This is going to
Here we go.
about going to Serbia.
You do the mistake again.
This is where he gives the ultimatum.
In the middle of my dad and Andrew.
You take all the sacrifice for him. He's a coward.
What?
just got back from Mexico City about 2 weeks ago. I stayed 3 days, 2 nights, locked up there in detention. That was the worst experience I have ever lived.
Hello, bonjour.
My dad is so relieved that I'm back in France now.
I wonder what they're trying to do with the dad right here, you know? Because, like, they make it seem like he's at some sort of office and, like, he's got the tie on and he's done all... He doesn't work there. Like they really kind of set him up, like, as this person in this situation, you know? But this is an act. This is not him. I mean, he works in Ireland. Like, it's funny that they kind of like tried to present him as having like, oh, he's a big businessman, big office over here in France. No, not at all. You know.
Alors, comment ça se passe?
Ça va.
Ouais.
But now I have to announce to my dad that I'm planning with Andrew to go to Serbia so that I don't lose my K1 visa.
Amira, how is going about you looking for a job?
I'm not looking for a job
Yeah.
because my plan is not to stay in France.
Why
My
would
plan
she
is
look
to
for a
go
job if she's
and
leaving?
live with Andrew. I talked with Andrew,
Yeah.
so now he's thinking about going to Serbia.
There's a little bit of a Frankenbite there. So I don't know if I can get too on her on that one. Let's double check
I
that.
talked with Andrew,
Yeah.
so now he's thinking
Yeah,
about
they
going to
Frankenbite.
Serbia.
I can't be too mad at her on that one. That was a
I said
Frankenbite
quarantine
blame.
there, then I can go to the US, meet him.
Oh, the same story. In Mexico, you do the mistake again.
Alright, but I don't have choice.
I don't want you to be detained again. You go to Serbia, well, how we can find you in Serbia? Serbia, there is a mafia there.
There's a mafia there. Okay. Oh my gosh, there's a mafia there in Serbia. Oh my god. I actually, watching this, have, like, I feel bad for Amira. Like, I feel bad that she's having to talk to her dad and her dad is laying it on her like this, you know? Like, I feel bad for her on this occasion because, like, the way in which he's interacting with her seems unreasonable and outlandish. And I think that the way in which she hyperbolizes things is from her father. The way he hyperbolizes things is the way that she also hyperbolizes things. They always, like, there's a mafia in Serbia. Oh, how are we going to find you? You know, like, we're adults that are able to move around the world and we all interact with each other. And I mean, we make it happen. It's I don't know. I have a little sympathy for Amira in this, and I see that she's being Frankenbit a little bit, but still, she's laying it on me as if I'm the one that was propagating all of this, and her father is saying it hook, line, and sinker, and ultimately he's going to give her an ultimatum here, and that breaks my heart. This ultimatum is tough.
I consider Serbia not respectful for human rights.
This dude has some nerve to talk about Serbia like that, dude. Oh, man. I get it. Serbia's had its problems. It has. You're a Balkan state, you know. You had Milosevic there. There's residual issues. I'm not gonna downplay the international ramifications that existed 20, 30 years ago in the region. But 20, 30 years ago, Serbia is a country that's doing quite well. Belgrade is doing quite fine, and it blows my mind some of the the old tropes that are said about these Balkan countries, especially Serbia in this regard. Thanks, guys. So here we go.
And there may be trouble in the Serbia. This plan's not good at all. You must not take any risk.
Yeah, but Andrew's not gonna support
We
that
don't
way.
care about Andrew. You must not sacrifice for Andrew. He's not going to sacrifice for you.
My father reacts.
That's not true at all. That is not true at all. Look at this. I offered to go. Let's see, right here. I say, I will come. I say, I will come. I say, I can come. On the next, she's like, it's okay. And then she goes, I'm a grown-up. She says that she's a grown-up and she can do it herself. Like, come on. I was willing to make every single sacrifice. And it's a shame that that dude sees it differently. Like, it just blows my mind. Like, look at that. I am a grown-up. I can do it by myself. And literally, I will come. I will come. No, it's okay, baby. I said that because she lives in Paris. Okay, baby. But I can come, you know? She's like, I know. I know you will be here in a heartbeat, she says. I know you would be here in a heartbeat. And then, but I'm a grown-up. I can do it myself. I feel it is not scary like Mexico by myself, even though she didn't do Mexico by herself. And then I say, okay, if you're not scared, it's okay. And then she says, yes, baby. I know you're always in the background, making things great. Back office baby for his baby. And that's what I was. That's the whole reason I did this show, was for her, was to get her this Instagram fame that she wanted. All of this stuff. I did that. I was here for her. I was this back office dude who was just doing the things that she needed, you know? And that's what it was. That's how she saw me too, you know? Like, it's truth. Her fame. Exactly. And then later on, she goes on, she insists to stay in this very particular hotel. We'll get into the hotel soon on the next episode. Oh, I'll save that one. But, yeah.
So strongly. He thinks that Andrew is pressuring me again. Maybe it's too soon to go to Serbia.
I understand.
He's telling me he sacrifices a lot for me all the time.
He didn't come to get you out from this detention center. Why?
Because you never called me.
He that he didn't know where I was.
I had no clue where you were.
From the town he was.
Because you guys played me. You played me.
In the vacation
He never tried anyway.
You didn't do nothing, man. Oh, dude. This trips me out sometimes. The dude did nothing. That dude did literally nothing when she was detained. He did zero things. Zero things other than shake his head and wear a blue shirt. Like, he did zero things. I was busting my balls, paying people, trying to get information, figuring it out, freaking pulling my hair out on phone calls because they hang up on me. Like, I was trying so much. And this dude has the balls to just go off like that all the time. It's crazy. Yeah, we'll hear about the hotel on the next episode. He didn't do crap. He didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing. And I gave him the French embassy info. I was all about him getting in touch with that French embassy. I bugged him about that. He didn't do it, you know? Like, it's crazy. It's insane that he's the hero in this situation.
He's a coward. I don't believe in him at all. I think he's selfish. If he really loves her, you must ask her to wait.
That's fine. You could have waited.
Situation be good.
Yeah.
And be clear.
Totally.
You are the only daughter I have. You are my love. You are everything for me. I don't want you suffer again and me suffer.
If there's anybody who's selfish, it's him. If there's anybody who's selfish, he's tossing out this selfish thing. Andrew's so selfish. If there's anybody who's selfish in this entire thing, it's the man giving ultimatums. It's the man who's saying, it will be so much on me. If you go, Amira, it'll be too much on me. You know? Like, this dude, and the way he lays it on, and it's just, it blows my mind.
I have put my dad through a nightmare. He could not sleep while I was detained.
Oh, poor Hamdi. Poor Hamdi.
Now I'm doing it again.
Well, look what Andrew is doing to Hamdi.
This is the last time I talk with you about this point. No way to go to Serbia, to go to any country. I will not talk to you anymore. Be careful, huh?
Yeah.
This is the last time I told you.
Was that?
Yeah.
You're telling me that?
He did that shit all the time. He would do stuff like that over the stupidest of things. And this man, no more than probably a month or two before this, took $800 from his daughter, which is really my money, probably. But, like, seriously. This dude who would probably say, oh, I'm never gonna talk to you ever again if you do this thing, would probably call in 1 month when he's in desperate need of some casino money. You know? Like, it's mind-blowing how this guy gets this juxtaposition. He gets to kind of be played off as this proper father role, but yet the person who he is, the things that he says, the type of actions he takes, the world in which he lives in, I never gave an ultimatum. This man did. This man is not Father of the Year. I meet so many fathers every day that are amazing. I love them. They are so great, and the way that they treat their children really inspires me every day. And this man is not that. This man is really the furthest thing from that. And it really, it makes me angry. It gets me riled sometimes that he is the portrait of fatherhood, you know? Like, it just like, it's mind-blowing. He's not the portrait of fatherhood.
I am heartbroken that my dad is threatening me not to talk to me.
You know what? I'm remembering a scene now.
I feel torn.
I'll have to pull it up. Because she was wearing this jacket, but it was nighttime. She called me. And they had me pull over. It was out of nowhere. I was driving, and I got a call from Amira saying, hey, can we film right now? And she was wearing this jacket. And so I pull over to the side of the road, and I pull out the camera. And now I'm remembering she was telling me about this talk, I think, a little bit. She was mentioning how the dad was giving her a hard time. And in this scene that we filmed, like I'm Skyping her, I'm a little livid with the dad, you know? I'm like saying I want to talk to him. I'm like saying, oh, well, give me my $800 back. I'm like saying all this stuff, you know? But they never generated a confrontational or a conflicting conversation with the dad there. And it's because the only one that's a coward is him, you know? He has no capacity to say the things that he's saying to Amira to me, you know? It blows my mind.
I am in the middle of my dad and Andrew. Neymar, you see what you're telling me?
This is very, very important.
It's so tough. I don't know what to do. I kind of like more talk.
What? I think Julia wants me to be like, the one you picked, that's my favorite dress, but it's not my favorite.
Still at it.
I like this. I like this too. I like this too.
All right, let's talk to the lawyer.
our visa is about to expire. And since the Mexico plan failed, my plan B is...
All right, guys, we're going to get to see my city.
I only have a few weeks left of her visa before it expires. We'll see how it goes.
Now we're back in Roseville. There's the train tracks. There's Sunsplash. The fountains. And for some reason, me in the redwoods. And there's my old apartment.
Hey,
She bought me that mug.
Look what I'm drinking out of today.
It's so cringe. It's so cringe. I see it. I see it. Oh my god. But it's funny. It's funny. You know? It's absolutely funny. This mug in my face there. She bought that mug for me. Actually, her mom bought it for me. It was a gift from her mom, like on her second trip here. She got, it says, "C'est moi, le boss." It was like, the boss of my business. And so, like, yeah, it's a comical mug. It's a funny mug. And I thought it would be funny for TV, but it ended up making me look more like a douche. So I really was trying to come up with some funny things for you guys, you know, like I was kind of give you some fun stuff, but it really backfired on me on this one, you know? Yeah, I got roasted online for the mug. I thought, oh dude, I'm going to show off Amira's mug. I'm going to like, everyone's going to get to see what she sent me and what she bought. But it ended up looking like this. Like, oh, that's not a good look. That's not a good look. I see it, guys. I got it. I got you. I hear you. Yeah, she was excited.
About to expire. And since
C'est moi,
the
la boss.
plan failed, my plan B is to go through another country. But Amira told me of an ultimatum the other day that her dad laid down. And I think if there was anybody...
Yeah, I'm remembering this now.
...had to try to convince her to not do this, it would be her dad.
What? I didn't even... What did I say?
That her dad laid down. And I think if there was anybody that could get in Amira's head to try to convince her to not do this, it would be her dad. We really got to get some answers today.
That wasn't even a Frankenbite. That was an honest expression from myself.
Yes,
Yeah.
I understand that.
Do I still drink it out of that mug? I think I have it somewhere. I'm going to auction it off. Would you guys want to buy that mug?
I made an appointment with
I'll auction it off for charity. Here we go.
Oh, hell.
Okay, guys, the lawyer's about to pop up. Yeah, I still have the mug. I still have it. But I'm thinking about doing a big auction, you know, like for some charities, and like get rid of Gare Bear, the mug, some of the other things you guys may have seen. You guys can have fun with that, you know. That'll be a good time. Yeah, you missed a lot, Giselle, but we'll try to ring it all back in. All right, so we're about to talk to the lawyer. The lawyer's about to come up, and yeah, it's gonna be good. I got some tidbits here about the lawyer. I'll point them out as we go.
It would certainly make me feel better if I got an expert opinion on the plan. So I made an appointment with an immigration lawyer to talk about the plan to go to Serbia. Oh, hello.
Oh my god. Oh, hello. Oh my god. Oh, it's so cringe, guys. I can't do it. I can't even watch myself. It's crazy. All right. Let's keep going. Oh, hello. C'est moi, le boss. You're my French flag. Oh my god. I was so ready for her. I had all of this French stuff prepared.
Nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure.
Okay. So you see the lawyer, right? That's not her background. that's not her background. I don't know why they put a completely different background on there for her. I actually feel bad that they did that, because the background that she had was a big advertisement for her business. You know, she had a big background advertising her services and her business. And I feel bad that they kind of screwed her out of her own acknowledgement there. They cut her a lot here too, unfortunately.
Thank you so much for doing this today. We really appreciate you logging on.
Wonderful. And Amira, I understand you were already issued a K1.
You can see that they've green screened it. Like, look at this. Boom. Like, I don't know why they did this to this poor lawyer here. They've cut her out. And they've cut her out. And they put her in this weird room. I don't know why. They cut her out of they cut her, and then they pasted her in this blurry place. I don't know why they did that. No one gets anything free from TLC. I feel bad from this lawyer, right? She's doing this nice thing. She's on TV. She had her little emblem behind her, you know, and it looked really professional. It looked really good, and like, enjoyed talking to Lisa, and like, it was. And so when I saw this, I was like, "Oh man, Lisa got screwed." You know, it's really not too good. I mean, they could have at least given her the free advertisement. Look, you can see so mad that they cut her out.
What's the date of it?
So cut.
It's March 12th.
Okay.
Yep.
So you got in right before they shut down.
Yeah, actually, I received it during the lockdown.
Oh, okay. Well, right on time.
We found out that if she leaves France for 14 days, visits another country, and then she'll be allowed into the United States. And so we recently attempted this in Mexico. And for some reason, Amira was denied entry into Mexico.
Okay, so when they asked what was your purpose for the visit, how did you answer?
All right. I feel bad for Lisa here because she's really not as stoic as they're present. She has a lot more zest in her personality. But like when we told her that we were doing the Mexico thing, she said that she was like, "Oh yeah, I have a lot of clients that do that." Like, they didn't put that in, but she was like listing all these clients who have essentially done the exact same thing. Like, and they didn't put that in there. You know, I wonder why. But yeah, after we talked about Mexico with her, she was kind of confused, and she was going on about all the people she knew that actually made that work. So it was really an interesting conversation, and it's really interesting how they've ended up cutting it. They kind of don't get the crux of her advice here.
I said that it's to meet my fiance and that we just stay in self-quarantine.
Regarding meeting your fiance, I don't know, maybe they get it. Mean that you were going to marry and stay in Mexico?
Had nothing to do with one-way ticket, guys. If it had anything to do with anything, it's because Amira misrepresented herself and wasn't able to navigate that situation. Like, it had this one-way ticket thing is so thrown in after the fact, like trying to justify poor decision-making on their part. Like, even the lawyer pointed it out. Like, it was, like I said earlier, it was either misrepresentation, either you fumbled the passport from the airport to the immigration, or you're a liar. It's one of those three things. It has to be one of those three things. There are no other options. You are in an alliance with production, you fumbled your passport from the plane to the immigration, or you misrepresented yourself to immigration. It is one of those three things.
So the questioning at the time of entry, get clear that it's a vacation, then you're going to travel onward to the United States. So I think the way you answer, thought you were suspicious.
So she's essentially saying it right there. You misrepresented yourself, Amira. She's saying they really made it really nice there, but it's pretty clear. one of three things have happened, you know, and I'll repeat them again. You made an alliance with production and you're lying. You fumbled your passport like Mexico says between the airplane and immigration, or, just as the lawyer's telling you, you misrepresented yourself. You misrepresented yourself going through that, which seems like the least of all possibilities. But maybe that's what happened. Amira never says.
I am blown away by the information. I'm so grateful. And so we're thinking right now about trying this plan again in Serbia, but we're very concerned.
You know, a lot of people have tried what you're doing.
Oh, yeah.
In which they stay in a different country.
See, she did say it. She did say it. Like, I didn't know they put that in. Yeah, she did. She went over, like, all this stuff, like, saying about how successful other people have been at doing this, you know? So, like, everyone who's, like, dogging Amira or me for bringing this idea, I don't even dog Amira for bringing the idea, you know? Like it is the crux of the plan was vetted by attorneys, and it's a solid thing, you know. But she was listing all the people who she had that had essentially done the same thing. So it was really kind of concerning that Amira wasn't able to pull it off. She wasn't able to make it happen.
In Serbia, I'm just thinking about if my visa comes to expiration, there will not be any extension possible, right?
Right. Usually there is no extension. However, if the visa expired due to circumstances beyond your control, you could ask that your visa be reissued. So I think you would have good grounds on that.
Okay.
She discussed a process that we would have to go through.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure meeting you, and I hope it all works out.
Tina was great. Lisa was great.
Validating everything that I put forward and giving me a lot of confidence that this plan actually does work.
You know, the clock is
Because that's
ticking
essentially
on
what
this
she
thing.
said.
So, I mean, like, we have a chance. Like, it's right there. It's a 2-hour flight for you. What do you think?
I was more inclined to do the reassurance thing.
I think I even
we
say
have to
okay.
wait for the embassies to open and all that stuff. But baby, if you don't want to go to Serbia, you don't gotta go to Serbia.
Yeah, I'm pretty serious there too.
Oh, I don't believe.
See, look at my look.
You're gonna say it's my fault.
I want to go to Serbia. You don't gotta go to Serbia.
Mind you, guys, I know I have a goofy face, but mind you, I had already basically texted Amira saying, I really don't even want to talk about Serbia. Like, I don't even really want to talk about it, you know? So you see the expression on my face when she pulls this, like, oh, you're going to be upset. Like, I get, like, that's a genuine look of, like, what the heck? Like, that makes no sense, you know? Because it comes out of nowhere based on the things that she's saying, you know?
Oh, I don't believe.
Look at my genuine expression of
I
sorrow.
believe that you're gonna say it's my fault that take too long.
I will literally contact them tomorrow, and I will start on the whole process.
That is a genuine expression from me. Like, I'm looking at like, that's an actual, like, exasperation, like, oh, I will do this tomorrow. I will go and I will, like, you can see it. Like, that's real. What she's doing is fake.
I believe that you're gonna say it's my fault that take too long.
I will literally contact them tomorrow, and I will start on the whole process.
You told me I'm free to make a decision about Mexico. I told you okay, but I don't have a good feeling about it. I don't want to do it. You told me okay, fine, and then after you showed me you were upset.
I was blown away during this entire conversation. This entire thing, how it unfolded, when she started pulling out all these things like, oh, you wanted to do this. Oh, but that thing, like, it was like running me over because it was not my experience of things. And you even see me say, like, I feel like you're blaming me for Mexico. And that's because, like, it was genuinely a thing that seemed like out of line from my experience with Amira. and the things that she brought me and how she planned this thing. And like, it was like, and how she got detained. Like, I felt like she's blaming me for all these things, literally in front of all these cameras out of nowhere, when the truth is quite different. You know, look at the stories, look at the receipts, look at how she pushed and bought the tickets and did these things, you know?
You're blaming me for Mexico, baby.
No, I'm not blaming you, but I'm just telling you I'm scared that history repeats itself. I'm scared you're gonna resent me or you're not gonna feel good.
Look at my eyes. Look at my eyes during that scene.
I'm scared you're gonna resent me or you're not gonna feel good.
Look, I roll my eyes. I'm literally rolling my eyes at this BS. Like, I just am like, what is this BS? I'm literally sitting there saying I will call the embassy tomorrow and start a new visa. I'm literally telling her that. And like, this whole thing is going on.
Literally telling you. The reissuance is fine. But yet you sit over there and squirm about it. And you want to bring up Mexico and blame that on me?
It's not true.
There's nothing I could say that comforts you here.
You know what happened to me. You know I just come back from jail.
You're acting like I'm not sensitive to that, baby.
Yes.
You just reassure me. Not.
That's an actual, like, statement. You're acting like I'm not sensitive to that. Like, I'm literally being sensitive to that by saying tomorrow I'll call and we'll do the reissuance and we don't have to do Serbia in this whole thing. You know? Like, it's crazy. So scandalous. I'm reading your comments here a little bit. Yeah. Like, it's crazy.
Getting mad at me for being worried.
I'm not mad at you, baby. I'm stuck in this place of frustration.
It's not a good time for you to get frustrated.
I'm gonna just do whatever is laid before me on your path.
I was so confused by her.
You contact me if you want to go to Serbia. If not, that's fine too.
Okay.
I love you with all my heart. I hope that you'll contact me with some sort of resolution.
Bye.
Like, I'm watching that and I don't even know how I'm pressuring in that situation. You know? Am I not seeing something here? Like, none of that makes sense to me, how people digested that. Like, I feel like I was pretty sincere in my words there. So, yeah, I really thought that I was being sincere here. This one threw me for a loop. This whole conversation, like, I was shocked after the fact. Me and her even talked on the phone, like, why did you say those things, baby? That was out of nowhere, you know? Like, she was definitely playing up the victim thing. And I noticed it even here. But I was being very sympathetic to it. I was like, oh, I'll do whatever you want. Whatever you want to do. Whatever your resolution is. I'll call them tomorrow, you know? Like, I was just trying to solve whatever she wanted. Whatever she wanted. Yeah, I was being sincere. I was just like, whatever you need, you know? And yet she's over there on the other side, like, oh, you're gonna get so mad at me. And I'm like, I'm literally saying I will call them tomorrow. And I'm a man of receipts. I will show you the receipts. I'll call them. I'll do it all. It really blows my mind that she continued on this path. And she does for the rest of the season, too. The rest of the filming ends up being a lot like this. It's just moments where I'm just, like, hit with a snowball out of nowhere. And she's just tossing these things out that are so different than the way she's communicating to me off camera. You know? you were, and I think with how everything been portrayed, she made it look like you were manipulative and you're acting mad. Exactly. Like, and what's weird, do you want to know what the producers asked me to do after this scene? Listen to this. True story. After this scene, the producers were like, Andrew, will you go punch that wall? No, I'm not going to punch my own apartment wall. It's not something I do. But they wanted me to go punch a pillow, punch the wall. They kept trying to push me to get very angry, like unreasonably angry about this thing. And I wouldn't be. I refused to be. And so, like, they kept trying to be like, Andrew, we know you're mad. We know you're mad. Just punch the wall. Just punch the wall, Andrew. When I get mad, I like to punch the couch. When I get mad, I like to punch, the producer said, I like to punch the couch, Andrew, when I get mad. You know? Like, so they do this all the time. Like, so they knew, probably because they put it in her head, in her mouth, to do those things. And then after the fact, they're like, oh, aren't you mad, Andrew? Aren't you upset? Don't you want to punch a pillow? Don't you want to punch the wall? Why don't you punch the wall, Andrew? They do that all the time. I didn't punch the wall. I didn't punch the pillow. In fact, I gave them something my therapist had told me. You know, I said, I went all Buddha on them when they said that. I said, anger is something that is usually seated in another emotion. Anger is something that grows out of something else. And so if you can identify the emotion that is the base of anger, like maybe you're sad, or maybe you're scared, or maybe you're something, that's usually the base for the emotion that is anger. And so I went on this whole like daycare teacher Buddha thing when they asked me to punch the wall. And that's pretty much what I said. I said anger is really just an emotion seated in something else, you know, like it's in sadness. So what I feel is sad, or what I feel is scared, or what I feel is this, you know, like I would try to identify the base emotion, the seed emotion. Yeah. I'm not going to punch stuff. I'm not going to punch my own walls and stuff. Like that's not my thing, but that was a suggestion given to me. You want to hear some other suggestions that they gave to me? Oh my God. Before we go on, let's have some fun. Let's do some suggestion time. Fun suggestions that they tried to make me do that I refused to do. Deep thoughts with Drew. That's right. Number one refusal that they tried to get me to do. Manscaping. That was one of the first things I refused. Manscaping. They wanted me to go lay on a table and get my shit waxed. You know? I said no. I said no to that. They wanted me to go and get manscaped. Nope. Turn that down. So, what happened after that? Oh, Andrew, you want to go to a water park? How about a water park, Andrew? During COVID. So it makes you look like you don't give a shit. Let's go to a water park. You know? Like, is there any water parks open? So they look at water parks. You know? They wanted me to take Amira to a water park. You know? Like, it was crazy. It was absolutely insane. And then in this scene, they're like, Andrew, why don't you punch the wall? Why don't you punch the wall, Andrew? Just punch the wall. Come on. You know? So these suggestions, these things, and I'll even go into it when we get to the tell-all episodes, you know? Like, it's constant. It's constant with these people, you know? And they'll throw out all these things. And if you don't turn them down, they'll put you in those situations, you know? They'll put you in those situations. All right, here we go.
This is perfect city for somebody like you because everybody drinking here. I don't want to party anymore. New Orleans is not a place for a small baby. I mean, we'll see. Maybe I will be in Ukraine.
I don't know why you keep saying you want to go somewhere. Like, you're going to stay in America.
I like Joe.
You're going to go back to Ukraine.
They're a good team. I wish that me and Amira could have worked together as good as they did, you know, and not had one of us essentially just go rogue and want to be famous, you know. We are on episode 13 now, guys.
Previously on 90 Day Fiance.
If not marry you, bitch.
I see someone's saying I don't have anything better. Dude, you're in here, man. You're hanging out with me. This is my Friday night. You're joining me. Like, I appreciate you. Thanks for being here. You know? Let's see. We are on episode 13, and we show up on minute 30. There we go. All right. I'm sorry, I'm reading some of your comments. Yeah, someone's saying, Andrew, you only became their villain when you put your foot down and said no to them. And after Mexico, before Mexico, I wasn't saying no enough, you know? After Mexico, I started saying no a lot more, like punch the wall, go to the water park, get manscaped, all that stuff. I started saying no a lot more. And then it just got more and more no until you got me all the way to the tell-all where it's just no, no's galore. Andrew, Vegas, we will find you. No, I'm good on Vegas. I used to live there. Why would you agree to be on the show? Because I loved Amira and this was her dream, you know? Andrew, I need to know, was Ed set up like you with the mayo? I think Ed probably told production that he uses mayo, and they probably, like, latched on to that, and they're like, hey, will you do that for us? Will you like show us that? And I'm sure that he was probably pretty willing to do that, knowing the rumors there. All right, you guys ready for the next episode? I'm having fun. We're doing this. This is a marathon. This is so you close fans can see all the truth, you know. Probably planted the rat too in the shower with Ed. The rat I don't know about. I don't know if they did. When you started seeing that they were messing with you, could you not refuse to film? I did. Look at my T in my highlights. I did refuse to film. Like I got to the point where I'm just like, I don't want to do this anymore. You know? Go read the stories. You'll see it, you know. All right, you guys ready? Here we go. France is beautiful. It really is beautiful. Oh, look, she's in that same shirt she was wearing a couple episodes when she was exacerbated. I bet they filmed that on the same day.
Taino and I talked to an immigration lawyer.
Oh my God. If I went back 3 episodes right now, you'd see her in the same shirt. And you will see a thing that said 31 days left. And now you're going to see her in this shirt again, but it's going to say 21 days. Probably not true, because it's her just filming the same thing on the same day.
Taino and I talked to an immigration lawyer to see if we have any options to be together finally. She said it's a possibility to go to Serbia quarantining for 2 weeks so that I can get entry in the United States before my K1 visa expires. I'm not really feeling great after that. If it was up to me, I would use the safer way and just reissue my visa. But Andrew doesn't want to wait.
Now they have me on the phone.
Hey, baby. How you doing?
Ah, the apartment seems clean and beautiful.
It's your place.
Now they have me on the phone. In that previous scene where she's wearing that same shirt, they don't have me on the phone because it's not happening at the same time. But now they have me there, so we can safely assume, which is true, that I am talking to her. She is talking to me. But there's probably going to be quite a bit of franking biting that's going on.
You're home and waiting for you.
it seems like going through a different country is a viable option. I know she's hesitant to make this decision, but until she does, we can't move forward.
So the lawyer, she said that she has clients that are doing the same thing. But if I go to Serbia, I'm just afraid that the same thing that happened to me in Mexico City happens again.
That was an incredibly traumatic and difficult moment.
Yeah.
But we're under a ticking clock. So, I don't know. I want you here. And one of the only ways for us to do that is to go 14 days in a different country. The only thing that I need is to know what direction we are going, you know, so that I can organize things.
If Andrew were to tell me it's fine if we lose the visa.
I did. I said that several times. I literally said it last episode. Like, it's fine that we lose the visa. I literally said it last episode. I said it several times. I was very much so okay. Like, this whole, like, plot, like, oh, Andrew just wants me to come to Serbia and wants me to come. He's not telling me that it's okay. I did tell her. You guys saw me tell her.
And I want you safe most of it all. Then I would be fine, you know. I would not.
I literally say that.
Serbia.
Go check my stories. The things that she's saying I didn't say, I literally say them.
Coronavirus, I can be locked up again. So I feel that it's too much.
Well, then don't
But he would just keep on asking until he gets what he wants.
Where do you see me do that? Where do you see me keep asking until I get what I want? Huh? Where do you see me just continue to perpetually badger her about these things? You don't. You don't, because it doesn't happen. I am just being railroaded by her words, her character portrayals, her describing who I am as opposed to the actual actions of my person. And TLC didn't really give me a fair shake either in a lot of this. So I never really had a chance, because in her interviews and everywhere, she's just saying, he'll just keep asking and asking and asking. And I'm literally just like, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to do, just tell me what you want to do. I don't care. Just tell me.
I do not envy the position that you are in right now, baby.
You promise me that's gonna be okay this time.
I want to do everything in my power to make sure that it's okay for you.
Yeah, baby. Okay, so yes, we do the Serbia thing. Let's do that, baby.
I'm so excited, baby. I know this is going to be real tough.
Finally, we're gonna make it, huh?
We're going to make it happen, baby.
I don't want to lose him. And that's what matters for me the most. So I say yes. I'm going crazy for love. Obviously, I am willing to do anything for Andrew.
Look at her.
I'm going crazy for love. Obviously, I am.
I don't see it. Like, the her words and her emotions, they don't match. You know, they don't match. They don't match at all, which makes me think that's probably an after the fact filming. Yeah, like they made it look like I'm gonna get so upset with you. Blah, blah, blah. I never even say that. It really is. It's hard to fight against, it's hard to fight against a false accusation, because you just have to be like, oh, that's not true, you know. And here are all my receipts, and then the other person's just like, well, but it is true, and I say so, you know. Like it doesn't make any sense. Obviously, I am willing to do anything for Andrew. She is acting.
Yes. I'm going crazy for love. Obviously, I am willing to do anything for Andrew.
I think you've come up with a good decision there, babe. I'm gonna book it right away.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be.
Hopefully, I can see you.
They cut it. They cut that so much. Like, in fact, I think I even have the original conversation. Maybe not this one, where she does make the decision to go to Serbia. It didn't happen like this. This was a separate occasion. I was on my porch when she made that decision, and she was excited. Like, it wasn't this like, oh la la, you're gonna book the ticket, you're gonna do this. It was very different. It was a very different type of behavior.
Oh, after 14 days, this time it works. Wish me luck.
You're so brave.
C'est bon.
That's enough. What? Wow. I didn't know she said that at the end of that conversation there. What the heck? This is mind-blowing. Oh my God. Here we go again. With the tears.
Not even the wedding. It scares me.
This is just something people do. Yes, you do.
You guys are gonna watch Happily Ever After? Jovi and Yara and Julie and Brandon. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a lot of drama, a lot of entertainment.
I'm on my way to the airport to go to Serbia for 2 weeks, quarantining myself so that I can get entry in the United States and use my K1 visa.
You can see things about Amira are starting to change a little bit, right? Things about Amira's appearance are starting to change a little bit, you know? Things are starting to change rather dramatically from the first time we saw Amira to the point where we're seeing her now, you know? And by the tell-all, you're just going to see a completely different person, you know? If you see the transition of Amira throughout the season, like, it's fun. I mean, it's a day and night.
With my visas expiring soon and Andrew putting pressure on me on top of that, I feel like I don't really have choice, so I'm going to Serbia by myself.
Wow. Wow. Let me remind you, I will come. I can come. You're cute. I know you would be here in a heartbeat. But I'm a grown-up. I can do it by myself. I feel it's not scary. Oh, okay. If you're not scared, that is good. Yes, baby. I know you're always in the background anyway, making things great. Back off his baby for his baby. My God. The things that are being said to me and the way that she is ultimately acting, because that's what it is. This is acting. Is day and night. It's day and night. This is why everything seems so inconsistent with me in the show and even at the tell-all, because you're getting these day and night type of things. Oh.
Going to Serbia by myself.
You don't have to go by yourself.
I am giving up my family.
I am giving up my friends, giving up a part of myself. It is not something you can do lightly. My family and friends are not supporting Andrew's plan for me to go to Serbia.
That's a Frankenbite. They added my name. Production screwed me there. Watch.
My family and friends are not
supporting. And then she says, Andrews. It's a Frankenbite.
Andrew's.
There we go. And then it cuts to her.
For me to go to Serbia.
Boom. That's a
You
Frankenbite.
go to Serbia, the same story. In Mexico, you do the mistake again.
But Andrew's not gonna support.
We don't care about Andrew. You must not sacrifice for Andrew. He's not going to sacrifice for you. He's a coward.
All right. This dude literally I bought him a ticket. He wanted to come. He calls me a coward. Like, I can't believe this guy. Talk about his bags. Oh my God, this guy. Here's his ticket. He ended up in hospital. I still sent him money. I sent him money in the hospital for things here. Like, it's just so much.
To know that I'm gonna be by myself for 14 days in Belgrade is really scary.
Again, I can come. I will change the name on the ticket. The hospital. I will come. I'm even willing to change the flight to a friend of hers. Her dad had a ticket. I lost so much money, guys. And then she goes on to say all these things, you know? And she goes on to say all these things. And I have all the proof. Like, and then TLC even went out of their way. TLC even went out of their way to lie on me like they did all season. And they posted this on their Twitter. It's not true. It's not true. He did not refuse the offer. Here's his ticket. It blows my mind. He gets the ticket. I sent him money for Wi-Fi and food in the hospital. If he was even in the hospital. Like, I know you guys can't read it. I'm sorry. Go to my highlights in my tea and you'll see it. I've gone over it a couple times, but like, here is his ticket. He did not refuse the ticket. And what TLC said was, Amira told her father that Andrew was willing to buy him a ticket to Serbia too, so that she wouldn't be alone during quarantine. But he refused the offer. He did not refuse the offer. Here's him sending me his license. Here's his actual ticket. TLC went out of their way to lie on me. They went out of the way to lie. Like, that wasn't even a lie that they had to do. They didn't have to lie about that. Like, they went out of their way to put that out there on Twitter. And they did a couple things like that. Like, they just like, why lie? Why lie like that? Like, that makes no, like, that's like I get the editing in the show because you're trying to create some entertaining product that we all can indulge and digest and enjoy. But to go on your Twitter and to post a lie about it, that's like you're actually going out of your way to try to like make me look bad or like do some bad, like, it's like you're taking the extra steps. You're not just making a show anymore. You're not just making a show anymore. You're taking the extra steps to lie on me, you know? And they took the extra steps at the tell-all, too. They take the extra steps all the time. And they hate me. They hate me because I'm here talking to you guys. Like, I'm okay with that. No, there's probably no litigation possible.
I am not sure it's the right decision. I have no idea what I'm doing right now.
What are you doing, Amira? You're dressed up. Look, again, at the airport. How many airports have we seen Amira at? And how many times is she just decked out at the airport? You know?
But I am fully devoted to Andrew, and I will put all my energy so that it can work. I'm excited to move with Andrew to the US. There are so many makeup stores in the US. I love that. And I would love to move to San Diego, for example, or to Vegas with him.
San Diego? I plan to move to San Diego.
But I am supporting my relationship, and that's what matters at the end of the day. I'm doing everything, and even if those things are crazy, I'm doing them out of love.
Out of fame. There's my town. There's my... Wow, they got some drone footage of my... I didn't even see that. They got some good drone footage of my daycare. Oh my God. They did good. That looks good. They got some good film cinematographers. I'll give them this. They can be talented sometimes. This is the scene on the porch. Okay. So yeah, we're on the porch.
Says her flight landed 9 minutes ago.
We had a couple scenes on the porch. We had like 3 or 4.
I think her interaction with the customs agent in Mexico may have been what led to her detention.
I want to give you guys some background. The kids are sleeping. I'm literally stepping outside during nap time to do this for them. Like, they're always catching me in the middle of my day. Amira gets to take hours to look good and do all of this, all these things and this and that. What they do to me is they call me and like, Andrew, we need to do this right now. Set up the camera. Can you help us out? Blah, blah, blah. And I step out of work and I look my worst in like all of this, you know? But yet, and that's the juxtaposition. They're always catching me, literally, right after work, at work, all of this. She has all the time in the world to doll herself up. But I literally just put 14 kids to sleep.
And I'm hoping that she doesn't have a similar interaction in Serbia.
That's beautiful. Do you see the music that she gets all the time? I mean, she's always getting, like, these are psychological things, you know? These are psychological things. Oh, we only got 2 minutes left. They're going to cut me off the live, guys. Oh, shoot. Why are they going to cut me off the live? I only got 2 minutes. What's going on? Oh, no. You guys might have to come back around because I'm finishing this up tonight. I'm marathoning all the way through. So if they cut you guys off in a minute and a half, we're doing it again. All right?